nigga, we can't talk straight in the barbershop. Then where can we talk straight? We can't talk straight nowhere else. You know, this ain't nothing but healthy conversation. That's all
what you gotta tell you, hold the park down.
Fred, ain't nobody exempt in the barbershop. You know that. Ain't nobody exempt. You can talk about whoever and whatever, whenever you want to in the barbershop.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits. I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Yeah. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions. Each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
There we go. There we go. There we go. Let's try this one more time.
Come on inside and get yourself something cool to drink.
There we go. You know what? It's always something, man. It's always something. There we go. Yeah, here's the thing, man. When you get a new version of Windows, not Windows, but Mac, for some reason it always mess with your audio. But I see the green moving now, so that lets me know y'all can hear me. But I'm gonna start back up at the top, like I said earlier. Welcome back to Time in the building. Then we got Corey Joe in the building. We got Sean. Who else we got? Oh, they were saying they can hear me now. Hear me now. If y'all can hear me, man, y'all make sure y'all drop a 2 in the chat. Because y'all normally drop a 1. Y'all drop a 2 in the chat. And I'm going to make sure I drop the link in the bottom. And also, I'm going to make sure we hit this banner, man. So y'all mess around and support the show, you know? Support the show. Hit the cash app. As Dr. Umar would say, y'all hit the cash app. Okay, yeah, y'all can hear me now. Y'all can hear me. What's happening, y'all, man? Listen, I had to take some time off, man, after that little Cowboys debacle yesterday. How many of y'all watched the game yesterday, man? Because I thoroughly enjoyed myself. The boys, they did better than I thought they was gonna do. You know, they had the Eagles up against the ropes, man. They should have punched them in the mouth, you know. Only problem is, man, CD couldn't hold on to the ball, man. I was mad. I'm like, CD, what you doing, player? You know, you got to catch them, man. You know, you call yourself wanting to be the number one. The one has to be caught. Ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to welcome to the stage none other than my friend. He's full of wisdom, comedy, and all that other good stuff. And I heard he had the best stuff on the West Coast, too. Y'all put your hands together for the one and the only, Uncle Jeff.
Hey, man.
Hey, Uncle Jeff. What's happening, man?
Hey, man, I'm out here in my backyard with the lights out. I'm having some work done back here, so I don't have a light. But I am.
Right, man. Your presence is all we need, brother.
Right on, bro. Well, hey, man, I'm glad to be here with love to you and love to the room.
Yeah.
I see the title. So, you know, who all coming, bro, let's get in it.
Oh, you already know they coming, man. You know they're going to slide on through.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I think Black Man and Filter dropped the link. As a matter of fact, if I don't see him do it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and toss that in there so everybody can file on in, man. You know how it is. It's Friday, man. We're going to enjoy ourselves. I can change the background. I got the little barbershop mood going. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, snap.
Yes, sir. I had to change it up a little bit for the barbershop. You know how that is, man.
Yeah, man.
Give us that authentic flavor. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta do what you gotta do, bro.
Indeed, man. How you doing, man? How's the family, man?
Brother, everybody's lovely. I cannot complain. I mean, I could, but who gives a shit?
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody give a shit about that. So I'm real good, man. I'm blessed and highly flavored.
You better say it.
Yeah.
Man, I was telling the fellas about the game yesterday, man. I was watching the Cowboys and the Eagles go at it. That's the reason why, because you know the Cowboys are my squad.
Mm-hmm.
And I was watching the game, and I was, you know, I knew they had something for them. I just didn't know they had that for them. But they got to work on their killer instinct, man, because they didn't put them away when they had a chance, man.
Well, I mean, just like you got another breed of man walking around.
Yeah.
How can you not have another breed of athlete?
Yeah, you're right.
How do we think that manhood default? I often say the reason.
Go ahead, Joe.
Is no daddies.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, I often say that, man. I there's a decided difference in how people get out now. There just is.
Right.
So and plus I ain't a huge. Be honest with you, I'm on some old blackety black shit when it comes to sports.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to watch because I'm wondering how much of an ass kicking are we gonna have to take as a people? How much we gonna still watch with what happened to Shador? I think, to get on football, I don't think enough shit happened to him. I think more. I think Shador Sanders should be mistreated because it wasn't enough what happened to my man Kaepernick.
Right.
So y'all ain't figured out yet that don't nobody want to see 22 slow ass white boys do shit. Y'all ain't figured that out. So how much more abuse are you gonna take before we as a people go, you know what, we finna start our own shit. And that's that. And that means everybody. That means everybody black that put on a jersey, let's go start our own shit.
Right.
I think it's gonna take another generation of this bullshit, because this generation, we still stuck. We still stuck, bro. We still stuck behind money.
Right. And the killing part about it is it should, you would think that it would take enough money for, you know, guys to pool their stuff together, but for some strange reason, I don't know if it's our families who want more, you know what I'm saying, from us, especially if we're athletes, where they just say, hey, you know what, we've been waiting on this all our whole life to be comfortable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For some reason, we like to embrace comfort. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and another thing is, look how we treat our heroes.
Right.
Okay. They killed Dr. King stepped up. They killed him for it. Malcolm X stepped up. Medgar Evers stepped up. They whacked him for it. And what did black people do? Tear some shit up and go back to marching and moaning.
Right. And you know what I don't like, man, with this new generation? They will take some of our old heroes and paint them in a light where it's bad after the fact. Well, people can't defend themselves, you know, after the fact. All of a sudden, you know, Martin Luther King is a womanizer. You know what I'm saying? Cheating on his wife and all this.
So what?
You know,
I say,
you know,
to that I say, doesn't a man who changed the face of human history deserve some pussy on the side?
What?
How about that? I don't have nothing to do with what him and Coretta had.
Right.
That's him and Coretta's business.
Right.
And the thing is, it's so easy. And this ain't just us, but common people, you know, the square thinkers, allow you to taint the message by a tainted messenger.
Right.
I don't do that.
Right.
I don't require that Dr. King be perfect, or any man.
Right.
There's not one. So what does this brother bring to me? No more than I would expect my landscaper to come in and be a chef.
Right.
That's not what he's here for.
Right.
You know, yeah. So Dr. King cheated on Coretta. So what? What that got to do with me?
Right.
What that got to
they don't talk about George Washington, you know, and all the things that they used to do back in the day. You know,
come on,
under the rug. You know, Abraham Lincoln was a good old man. You know,
right. All these horrible atrocities, the most unthinkable things you could do to human beings.
Right.
And so, yeah, man, I let these knuckleheads go and think what they gonna think, bro. Real talk. Right. You're not gonna. It's like I said, it's certain people that ain't gonna make it. They just ain't. So, yeah, I don't. I used to burden myself and heavy my mind with it. Now I don't. Look, I take care of mine and those who think like me.
Right. Right. And I was watching. I remember, man, when Kevin Samuels passed, and how many women just reveled in that. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I'm glad he gone. He didn't gave away the game. You know what I'm saying? And now these guys are acting all uppity, like they somebody. You know what I'm saying? That's I remember when James Brown used to say it loud, I'm bragging, I'm proud. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And now all of a sudden, you know, when guys starting to stand up for themselves and realize who they really are, now it's a problem. You know.
Well, good. Well. I don't. And again, I keep my same stance that we need to let hyena behavior be good. Mm. Let hyena behavior be good for you. Let them show themselves so you know who to stay away from.
Right.
There's too many of them.
Right.
There's too many of them. Every time one gets married, that's 16 more that ain't gonna get a black man. Or 15 more, excuse me. Every black woman that get married sentences 15 other black women to a life of celibacy if they want a black man, because it ain't that many go around.
Right. And you know the thing
I
about
mean,
it, they give the other women a bad rap and a bad name. You know what I'm saying? Because
well, I think yeah, I think they are, but the other women are taking it laying down. They
mm,
do little to nothing to police these women, and they do even less than that to separate themselves.
mm,
You can't, y'all wear the same jersey.
mm. Look like they're
I,
on the same team, huh?
I can't tell, come on, bro. I can't tell you apart because you don't want to separate. So since you don't, then you're going to suffer their fate. It really is that simple.
Mm.
You go, the men ain't, uh, 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 it's almost like the same thing with the WNBA. Men ain't your enemy. Women are,
Yeah,
because they're the ones that's not coming to see you.
right. But they don't point that out, you know.
No, they don't.
They want
They
equal
don't.
pay, you know.
So and for me, I don't get any thrill out of bashing women,
Right,
but I'm gonna call a thing a thing.
right. You got to.
You gotta call a thing, bro.
You
And
got to.
a lot of times that's not something they want to do. Uh, like Kelly Price was talking about how ugly black women can be, and
Mm,
they got offended, but they want you to know and are proud of the fact that you ain't gonna be able to get away with that with her because she'll tell you off.
mm,
Why are you gonna take pride in that and not take the other side of that bread?
right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely
So
right.
that's that's just kind of where I'm putting it, bro.
Yeah. You know, the thing about it is, man, is that, you know, they want to take pride for the good things, but don't want to take pride for the bad things. You know what I mean?
Or and you ain't even got to be proud of it. You got to own it.
Right.
You don't want to own nothing you ain't proud of.
Right.
I can't. I don't know how to respect that.
Mm. I'm like, you got to be kidding me, man. You know?
That's the earmark of responsibility is owning what you're not proud of.
Right. You know the
They have
thing,
yeah.
the WNBA thing. What I realized is that they don't promote it like, you know, the regular NBA promotes it. You know, they don't write stories. That's why nobody is gravitating toward their product, because nobody knows what goes into the product. You know.
No, I
If-
disagree. I don't think anybody doesn't know. It's just not enough people give a shit.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Think
Okay,
about
no,
it. Back in
it's not ignorance.
yeah,
People, I'm not going. I'm not. Okay, number one. Let's start. Let's start with finance.
right,
I'm not going to pay you to do something that my varsity high school son can beat you doing.
wow,
I'm not. Uh, Number two, and the chief that's just the physical reason. The financial reason, there's not right now, dude, there is somebody who some man sacrificed building a boat, may have sacrificed his kids going to school, sacrifice paying money towards a mortgage, or doing something else with his money so he could buy season tickets.
right,
There ain't a woman that I know of that will sacrifice a Birkin bag to get tickets to watch no basketball, because she would have to, in order to do that, she would have to elevate a woman above herself. And the only one they gonna do that with is Beyonce.
Oh man, they're gonna show up for the Beehive.
They'll show up for Beyonce. You have to. No, you're not. It's not gonna happen. And until you got that, when you see yeah, the WNBA is not let down by the NBA. They're let down by the W.
The W.
It's the W that's letting you down. The
Mm.
NBA is happy to keep you as a loser, because when you have a multi-billion-dollar machine, You need somewhere to lose $25 million.
True that.
You need that. They are a fantastic write-off. They have never, the WNBA has yet to turn a profit, and they talking about money.
Yeah, I noticed that. And
You better get some of these broads to come watch you. If any woman who is upset at a man about the WNBA is either confused or willfully obtuse.
Mm.
Because it's not a mystery why y'all ain't got no bread. Okay, you want some bread? There's two things you could do. Number one, women's golf tees are closer. Why don't y'all lower the rim by about 3 inches, 4 inches? Shorten the court by about a foot. Now you're going to get some more dynamic play. And number two, third quarter, loser plays skins.
Oh.
Stay cool.
Now we talking.
Now you're talking. Because what you want us to do is ignore the thing that even women look at you for. Femininity. Women don't admire, straight women don't admire other masculine women. They admire other feminine women.
Correct.
You are not feminine enough. Y'all play some lingerie basketball, we get some people in here.
Like what, the lingerie league in football?
Come on, man.
Well, they barely got pads on, you know what I'm saying?
Come on, man. Why don't we look at that? Okay.
You know, the
lingerie football. Profits. Let's look at that.
Right. You know what I think, man? I think if you think back in the day when they used to tell stories, you know, it was like a hero's journey. You know what I mean? They would talk about, you know, what guys had to go through. And when you start talking about basketball, original basketball, they start talking about the rucker, man, and how people used to hang off the fences just to go out there and watch people like Julius Erving, you know, and them play out there. You know what I'm saying? Dr. J and everybody used to play out there. And it's still NBA players that still go out there and play. You know, that's the stuff of legends, man.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, what's the female version of the Ruckers?
What's the female version of the Rucker?
Yeah. What's the story that they gravitate to?
Paula Dean, nigga.
Paula Dean. Oh my goodness.
Don't nobody want to watch you play basketball. Nobody.
Paula Dean. I'll tell you this, man. I remember growing up, we used to watch what's her name? Julia Childs. Remember that? Back in the day. She used to come on between Bob Ross and the Saturday cartoons. Remember that? And she used to bring out what I'm going to tell you guys how to make a nice souffle. You know what I'm saying?
Right. We're going to make a souffle. Yeah, that chick. Yeah. But yeah, real talk, man. I'm not plussed by a lot of the rhetoric that's running around right
now.
Yeah. And specifically, like with the topic, respect all women regardless of behavior.
Right.
Well, I think we need to define respect.
Okay.
The definition of a sucker is any person who respects a person, place, or institution more than that person, place, or institution respects itself. If that's why don't nobody want to be rolling with the town hoe if you're new in town,
right?
Because now she been treating. She wants you to treat her cooter like a town car but she been treating it like a clown car.
Uh-oh.
Did you hear what I said?
A clown car.
Like a
Instead of
clown car, bro. And now I'm supposed to come into town and hold hands walking through the street with you. Well, now the reason that I'm looked at as a sucker is because I'm respecting you more than you respected yourself.
That's kind of hard, man.
And that's so the issue then becomes what you're asking me to do, and you know who's asking for this? The good women.
True.
It's good women asking for it. Good women already have our respect.
Right.
My wife don't come home telling me how niggas was disrespectful to her. Yo, they already have the respect.
Right.
What y'all talking about is ignoring the fact that the women who we are talking to are vehemently defended by the women we not. Don't nobody take up for bad black women like good black ones.
Man, you said something.
And until we get past that, you're not gonna get the respect. And I don't. That's the same thing I teach my sons. Don't force feed chivalry ever. Don't be racing no woman to a door. Absolutely open the door for a woman. But if she got an inkling of an attitude, you let her carry that heavy shit all by her damn self. That and I don't back off of that. I don't feel bad about that. I don't I don't I don't mind being on the outs for that.
Right.
I don't mind having people tell me that I'm harsh. Good. So what? I am a black man in America at this time. As black women in America at this time, if you think you are in any position to criticize the worst black man, you're mistaken. Should nothing but butterflies and Easter grass be coming out your mouth?
Butterflies and Easter grass.
I don't want to hear a damn thing about your very valid points. They're extremely valid. The issues that sisters have with us, they're absolutely right. It's just that no one gives a fuck because you don't police your own. And because you won't separate yourself from it. And number two is the easy one. You won't do that. Since you don't, then you're going to take what they got.
Right.
Did you see A Bronx Tale?
Yeah.
Okay. You remember when Sonny told C not to get in the car with them crazy ass dudes that got burned up?
Right.
C could have been the most wonderful dude in the world, but if he didn't separate himself from them, he would have died that night.
Absolutely.
Same thing with sisters. Until you start separating yourself, like I tell you who does. Take heed to the message. Shout out, sis.
Yes, indeed.
You see how that sister dress? How that sister speak? Impeccable, brother. And I haven't seen her I've only seen her from the neck up.
Right.
But I bet she ain't looking like that from the neck up with her ass out.
No.
I don't think so. That's a beautiful sister.
And classy too.
And classy and elegant and smart.
Yes.
Those are the sisters I feel the worst for.
Listen, every time I come on her show, she see me in the chat, she always shout me out, man. And she always say, go on over there and tell them, take heed, sent me, baby. You know what I'm saying?
That's hilarious. And I tell you something else, bro.
Yeah.
Take heed is one of the reasons that I do not allow people to wholesale throw black women away.
Right.
Because they ain't all what you saying they are.
Right.
They're not. And I can see that. I can see that in my wife. I see that in my nieces and my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law.
Right.
I got too many classy sisters around me to yeah, I got too many classy sisters
Right.
to even let some dumb mess like that fly, man. I can't let that fly. It's so many of them that are so classy and so elegant that those are the ones my heart hurts for.
Right.
Those are the ones that really, really uh, I want to win.
Right.
Those are the ones I want to see uh, uh, thrive. Uh, I don't want to see. It doesn't do my heart any good to see sisters going through pain uh, and being lonely, especially with the ones. I just oh yeah. By the way, I just threw. I got my second zero frame review. I have a gaming channel. Me and my sons just started, and we
Okay.
really pushing.
Yeah.
So if you game, come check us out.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
No doubt.
but yeah, it's them sisters. Uh, so again, we go and thank you, brother Corey. Uh, uh, I I think we need to define respect, and we need what I feel is drastically missing right now,
Right.
and is conspicuously absent. To be honest,
Right.
is the women we talking about.
Right.
Usually, the women you're not talking about show up to beat their chest to let you know that they're not the women you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're the problem for saying it, as
Right.
opposed to the women being the problem for doing it.
Right.
Like y'all, black women want to shoot the messenger.
They want you to be quiet. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, yeah. It's not about being critiqued unfairly.
Right.
Y'all heifers don't want to be talked about at all. Oh, okay.
Good, bad, or indifferent.
And you know what? It's a super expensive. It's a super expensive position to come from.
Right.
Uh, the 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 position of I got any you dear black women, if you're watching this show right now or after we do it, you are in no position to talk any shit at all. And it's not because you're wrong. It's because I said this earlier on another I was on your man Sharon's show.
Yeah.
And I said that the problem with the truth is that everybody shouldn't be the same way I wouldn't let everybody I know hold something precious,
Right.
watch my babies,
Right.
look through my finances,
Right.
represent me in court.
Right.
I wouldn't do any of that because my children, my money, and my freedom are precious.
Right.
Well, so is the truth. The truth is precious, and some niggas can't be responsible with it.
Mm.
That's why it don't sound right in their mouth, because they hypocrites, because they fools. You shouldn't be saying those words. There are certain people who come up on social media and speak, and because of the way they move, it doesn't matter how truthful they are.
Right.
That's not something they should have. It's like the truth in a fool's mouth is like lipstick on a pig.
Oh man.
Nobody, you do. I think a fool does more disservice when they don't speak foolish.
Right.
Because brother, you can look at a fool and extract the wisdom from what they say and leave the rest.
Right.
Most people can't do that.
Right.
Which is why fools should shut up. Because because the truth is a dangerous weapon in your hands.
Right.
Because of the rest of the shit you do. And I'll shut up there.
You know what the thing about it is, man, people don't understand that the truth is like pain. You know, God and I, in his infinite wisdom, gave us pain receptors and pleasure receptors.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? What good does it do if all you feel is pleasure? You know, what if you put your hand on the stove and it felt good? Your ass would burn up. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
You'll catch fire.
Wow.
You know, and the thing about it is we feel like we shouldn't feel anything, man. You know, we shouldn't be aware of danger. We shouldn't be aware of the pain that we go through. You know what we do? We'll medicate ourselves with retail, you know, and other things. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things, it's where you numb yourself to the point where you wreck yourself and you don't even know you're damaged until it's too late, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think we've gotten to the point where we want to just numb ourselves to the fact that it's not good anymore. You know? It's not good. And the killing part about it is that if you don't learn how to embrace pain, pain is a clue to something that's being wrong.
Right.
You know? Why would you walk around with a broken ankle and just hobble and then expect everybody like, girl, you looking good, girl. Look at you. You over there walking smooth, you know, and next thing you know, your ankle falling off the bone.
Well,
you know, that's not helping your sister. You know?
There's a big reason for that.
Come on, talk to us.
Because either A, my ankle is also broken, or B, I need the license to break my ankle.
Ooh. Now that's good.
See, if I point out the fact that your ankle is broken,
right,
by default, I lose my license to break my ankle. A lot of sisters want the license to be stank, whether they use it or not.
Right.
They don't. It is so. It's a sad state, bro.
Right. So now we got a whole community of people limping, and we're just supposed to pretend like nothing's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And in the meanwhile, everybody's falling apart at the seams. You know, Jeff, I tell you, we've lived long enough to see the best of us. You know what I mean? And now it seems like it's getting worse, you know? And the thing about it is if enough time has passed between the point where we saw our best to what we have now, then it starts to, the worst starts to look normal. You know what I mean? And I say that to say this because I've actually met people from different parts of the world. You know what I mean? Thanks to travel and TikTok and stuff like that. I met some fantastic women, and they're polite, they're beautiful and nice. They don't have any ulterior motives. And it's refreshing because it's a throwback to what we used to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they used to smile, greet you, you know, no matter what. They'll give you a hug, ask you if you need anything.
Mm-hmm.
Just basic, tender loving care. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it draws back to a time like, I remember that. But my question is this: what is this new generation going to look back on and remember? Will they have fond memories like we do? You know what I mean? Of when women treated them with respect. You know what I'm saying? When they held each other to a certain level of sophistication and standard of operating code. You know what I'm saying? That's not what ladies do. Back in the day, if a lady's slip was showing, she'll pull it to the side. She's like, baby, let me help you out. Your slip showing.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Right.
Now, it's booty shorts all over the place. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
and nobody says anything. It's just like, you just whatever the amount of ridiculous there is, girl, you got it. You know. And what they don't realize is that when you do that, not only do you make your sister look bad because you didn't tell her, you look bad as well because you didn't let her know. And what's going to happen is when everybody sees her, they're going to see you and her in the same boat, regardless of whether you did good or not. You know,
Right.
it's this thing Kevin used to talk about, ethnic image, and they push back on that all day
Right.
long. There's a certain level of presence that you have to have. You know what I mean? Generally, when I come on, I try to make sure I give at least the minimum presence of what a man should look like and what he should say. You know what I mean? So at least people get used to that. But the stuff that we're looking at now, the women are coming out any old kind of way. They're saying anything any old kind of way. And it's setting the bar lower and lower and lower each time of what the expectation should be.
Well, brother, y'all ain't gonna hear me, man. Y'all ain't gonna hear me. I'm telling you that Isaiah 4 is already in effect.
I believe it.
Then, in your true belief of that, then you can't be concerned with the bar.
Right.
Think about this, Lit. When the feces hits the rotary oscillator for real, brother, I don't know where you stay, but I bet you some young men that need guidance is gonna follow you. Some brothers on your level are gonna collect with you, and it's gonna be some sisters in need that are gonna find brothers like you. And the only ones I'm helping are the ones that serve my purpose.
Absolutely.
The rest of you can die in the cold prairie.
Absolutely.
They got them body bags for somebody.
Absolutely.
Body bags for somebody. And I really don't feel bad, brother, when I say it. Because the respect that we are talking about must, before it can be demanded, it has to be given.
Right.
So yeah, big bro, I'm not I don't see, when I see brothers complaining about how these black women move and yada yada yada, this and that, and I don't believe in griping about them from a place of uh from a place of complaint. Very little of it is about identification.
Right.
Very little of it. I know who you are. You know who you are. If you can angle your mouth at a shitty black man, you are basically cementing your fate.
Absolutely.
Cementing. Listen to Crimson Cure. She don't talk like that.
Nope.
Take heed. Don't talk to Danica.
Nope.
Don't talk like that, bro. If I'm so cool with these broads running their mouth raggedy, I don't bother me at all, man, because I know I know full well what what the future has in store, and for a lot of people, it ain't looking that good, bro.
Right.
It ain't looking that good, and I don't uh I don't let that I don't let it bother me, bro.
Right.
I don't. I the- I have, and I'm gonna go on and pop my collar and say that uh my my orbit does not include any of these people.
Right.
It just uh It just doesn't. It just,
Right.
I have, you know, I used to, say this to my sons when they would screw up bad enough, and I make them hold books. I, I created this reality.
Right.
You created a reality where you standing in the living room crying with your arms out. You didn't have to be here.
Right.
This is me talking to them all. Get them up. Get them up. I have no sympathy. None. You didn't have to be here. You created this reality with your behavior.
Right.
I didn't wake up this morning and say, man, I sure hope I get to punish my son. Get him up. Get him out. Get him out. I don't want to hear it. Get him out.
Right.
You are standing there because you made some choices that equal this. I want you to think about them choices and feel this pain because they're connected.
Right.
This is me talking to a 10-year-old.
And I think that's the reason why sometimes we condition our boys to feel that, because we already know what time it is. And we have to associate pain with consequences.
Come on, bro.
So they don't make the same mistakes over and over and over again, to let them know the world is going to give you consequences. And this is just a snippet, in a controlled environment. Yes, we can control the amount of pain that you feel right now, but in the real world, you won't have that luxury.
Mm-mm.
You won't have that luxury,
You will not.
And there's nothing that you can do to control that.
These passes
Right.
that you're getting
Right.
are coming from people who love you.
Right.
This world does not.
Right.
So I say that to get back to the meat of the topic.
Right.
I have love. I have respect. I have a base level respect for women, depending upon how they represent themselves and how they treat the people, especially strangers.
Right.
I'm not going to go out of my way to respect a sister that don't know me, but treat the people they do know with as much disrespect, especially in public, as they would treat somebody they don't.
Right.
I'm gauging you, these people you with, nigga, you with these people. That's your man. That's your son. That's your uncle. That's your cousin. That's your mama. That's your friend. And this is how you treat them?
Right.
Well, I'm not gonna get up and call you a funky bitch and leave. But I'm certainly going to reserve an echelon of respect for take heed that I don't have for you. And I'm not gonna try to make them the same.
Right.
Somebody told you, and shout out to Sister Take Heed if you watch this later. If somebody told you, oh man, I was out in public in whatever town she live in, and Take Heed was cussing her man up and down out in the middle of the street. Nigga, I'm betting money you wrong.
Mm.
I'm betting money you saw another sister.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying she ain't that mad. I'm saying she ain't that classless.
Right.
I don't believe she would do that.
Right. Right.
And she gets and I'll say this and land it. There's a respect level on that of my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, my wife, my nieces, my daughter. There's a respect level that I have for them that I ain't finna get no scallywag. No.
Right.
I'm not. If you out here on some funky shit, you out here on some funky shit.
Right.
And that's your license. But guess what? Go with that. That's the risk you run when you out here on that funky shit.
Indeed. Indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, the one and only, the Commander-in-Chief, Coach Ferg, in
Oh,
the
shit.
building. Welcome, Coach Ferg.
What's up, fellas? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you loud and clear, man. How are you today, sir?
I'm okay, man. I'm all right, man. It's been a laid back day today, man.
Good. How's the family, man?
I wish I was the Commander-in-Chief, man. I line everybody up on the line and say, you know, and I line everybody up on the line, both sides.
There you go.
You know?
Both
Come on,
sides.
bro.
Yeah,
Come
make
on.
them face each other, make them talk about it.
Right.
We're gonna put everybody in. We're gonna have 52 million circles around the United States. Everybody go ahead and talk about it.
Right.
Because right now
You got to walk it out.
they like that. Everybody crashing. Everybody crashing, man. I'm looking at some numbers and stats, and that's why I'm saying, even with the BLS, man, brothers are starting to up their game.
Right.
And I don't think the sisters are taking them serious on a bigger scale.
Right.
And brothers, we have contention because I think we're doing pretty good. The fact that we really don't know each other personally,
right,
and we sort of talk about our differences. And I think most people that I hear, even regardless of how it may come out, most brothers are talking about doing something right, something different, since they claim that the generation before didn't give it to them. Most of them are seeing things a little different, which is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is those women of their, I guess, in their peer group, they're resisting those brothers. And that's where the women go have to really face reality, because America is going to be a place where everybody has to put in the work. The days of handouts are over. That's why you see people, panicking about the welfare. Yeah, supposed to be temporary. You should have saved up. You should have, worked. It's a lot of things people should have did, but if they didn't, I don't know what to tell those folk. But the hardworking folk, people that can look at their work history and be like, I put in some work, those would be ones that are flourishing in. The day of handout in America is over.
Mm-hmm.
And no, I don't think the women are seeing the big picture. Young brothers, they lashed out because they've heard the stories from us that we wasn't shit for those years. So these brothers are like looking at, and they grew up with these same women. These are the same age people. I listen to them. They grew up with these same women, their cousins, their family, and they realize that's the wrong way to go, running behind that woman. That's the wrong way to go. And I think brothers really, you'll see a difference in the next 4 years. I think by 2030, I think brothers will start to, because right now we're in the talking stage. I think when brothers start getting a little focus over the next 4 years, I think they'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? Get you a foundation in America, get you some property if you can. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Get that. And I'll say, because the world is, again, I used to talk about my friends, the United States is going to be wide open. You're talking people with wars in their countries, they need a place to stay. In the history of America, they let those people come in. They let them come in. That's why they cleaned up the immigrants, because it's going to be like, okay, y'all going to have to fight with these other people that live on the other side.
Right.
And I think brothers got an opportunity to get a stakehold, because of our income numbers, we've gone up over the last 3 or 4 years. So, that's why I think brothers are going to really achieve something better. Outside of YouTube, people don't really talking about the man, the woman, the body count and all that. It's some new dudes. Listen, when you 40, you just getting some money, you think you the shit. If you 40, you just getting some coochie, you think you the shit. And some brothers are there now. And now they're looking at the women like, old potatoes, we don't eat that no more.
You ain't even seasoning potatoes, you know what I'm saying?
And I don't think the women that are so-called good are going to distinguish themselves from the other women who say, girl, man ain't shit, you don't need a man, blah, blah, blah. And that's where the fall go come in, because we still got a lot of young women and men coming up the same year. It's about the same amount, men and women. And brothers are starting to not take each other out. And yeah, I don't know, man. I'm aged out. We aged out of it, right? We looking back at them like, y'all What y'all fighting for? That's what I want to know. What they fighting for? Are they fighting for unity? Are they fighting for separation? Are they fighting to see who's better than the next person? I don't know.
You know what I thought about, Coach Ferg? I thought about what you were talking about. Sometimes our women don't understand exactly what they're serving up, and they think it's top notch, culinary delights.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you an example. My homeboy Chris, all of us grew up together in the same neighborhood, right? And what happened was, Chris's folks was, working late or whatever. So of course, he gonna hang out at our house, what I'm saying, chilling, because he like our brother, what I'm saying, little brother. So it was like, Chris, come on over and get something to eat. And then, my mom had cooked some, collard greens and cornbread and stuff like that.
God.
And what happened was Chris was like, I don't eat collard greens. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He said, I said, why? She said, I just don't like it. What I'm
Okay.
saying? My mom was like, you ain't tried my collard greens. Man, Chris put that collard greens in his mouth. That boy had a come to Jesus meeting. He was like,
come on, man.
He said, nah, I know. She's like, what's wrong? He said, my mama can't cook worth shit.
Did you hear what I said?
It was until then he knew what real cooking was, what he was missing out on. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what happened to brothers when they go out into the real world and they meet women that treat them like kings. Then they think back when they get back home, they was like, nah, I know I wasn't being treated worth a shit.
Did you hear what I said?
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm looking at. What brothers are going through now. Go ahead, Joe.
Well, brother, something you said that about cooking, and shout out to Coach Ferg. He hit the nail on the head. A woman ain't got to be able to cook everything, but goddamn it, you got to be able to cook something. Something. You trying to tell me every meal you eat somebody else cook? You don't cook nothing for yourself? Okay, well, step over there. Step out the way. Because what you're really dead ass on about, Coach, is these young dudes, they not on the shit we was on. They watched they mamas and aunties do this horrible shit to their fathers and uncles, and they not happy. Well, I'm happy for them. Yeah. I think they, excuse me. I think they these it's a group of, when I love answering this question. And brothers, I mean, it's gonna take some testicular fortitude for you to use this answer, but it's mine. Whenever you start talking about the issues that Black people have, and you bring up women, and women go, well, what do Black men have to do? My wonderful, perfect answer, in my opinion, is not a goddamn thing.
Did you hear what I said?
We ain't got to do nothing else, because the good dudes been doing what they supposed to do. It's a gang of brothers that ain't went to jail. It's a gang of brothers that didn't get strung out. It's a gang of brothers that are good already and are bettering themselves. We ain't talking about the niggas you screw. We talking about the niggas we know. We ain't talking about them niggas. Them niggas you screw don't have to do a damn thing different. You know why? Because they already getting the sex from you. Why would they?
Right.
Why would they? They don't have to do shit else. And if I'm wrong, again, so is Isaiah 4.
See, that's what I'm talking about. See, guys don't know how bad they got until they had some taste of what's down the street. You know, some of that home cooking, some of that food that's been sitting on the stove all day long cooking.
Come on.
You know, I was telling my mom the other day, I was like, look, there's a difference between when somebody just cooked just randomly and somebody who put love in. I was telling her about what my
you can feel it.
Yeah. And she would sit up there and put a pot on, and that pot would simmer all day long. I said, I can tell when love been put in the food. I said, if you think I'm lying, go down to McDonald's, get you a Big Mac, and see if you don't taste no love. That tastes like somebody that was ready to get off from work. You know what I'm saying?
Did you hear what I said?
They weren't thinking about no love. They was just putting it in their time just to get it up out of here. That's why it don't taste worth nothing. You know?
let me say this real quick, and I got to do something real quick. Listen, man, I came from a home, man. My mother, as far as cooking, it wasn't nothing she couldn't cook, man.
Come on, bro. Come on.
She could. That's how I learned how to barbecue. Now, my father, he'll work you to death. Anything in the kitchen, he never touched the pot until he started boiling the dog's food. That was it. He almost burnt the house down. That was my daddy's role. Right. When he came in the house, it was quiet, and you could hear a pin drop. When my mama was there, she was taking care of business in the kitchen. She used to put the whole spread together, Thanksgiving, and none of them. And look, I had 5 sisters in the house. They all got their favorite dish. That's about it. They ain't got no whole top to bottom spread. And when I was dating, I always wanted a woman that can cook. I said she must know how to cook, not that she has to cook every day. Because I like a little leftover, something that you done had that you just let it marinate an extra day or something. You warm it up in the oven. That's the type of meal I like. And the first time my wife made me a meal, I took it. Jeff, you probably know about Peoria's over on the west side, near west side of Chicago. It's an all meat factory. They just sell meat from the Rooter to the Tutor, right?
Well, so I'm really on the home of Moo and Oink, but yeah.
Okay, Moo and Oink, but they've been gone. I'm talking about a place that you go in, it's a freezer. You go in, it's cold, just like in the military. You ever go in, you got to wear damn near hat and gloves. And so we get a bowl. I took over the first time. And she from Chicago. I said, we're going to go over here and eat this. And I'm going to show you how to shop for your meat. Man, she made some ribs so good and tender one time. Man, she had me licking my fingers. I've been chasing that meal ever since. And she was like, yeah, you what I want. I was like, this is what I need. And shit, 12 years straight, man. She cooks Thanksgiving. She cooks, I don't know, 3 or 4 days a week. It's only me and her now. So we eating like, I can eat on a meal 2 days, you know what I'm saying? That's how much we make. But that was already the requirement. Any woman I dated, she couldn't cook. Man, you got a couple of days, a couple of weeks. I didn't spend a lot of time wasting time just because she was fine, because she can't cook and she fine, but she can cook and she fine. See, they was all over, and that's what I focus on when I met a woman. I can hear all that yibbity gap. Oh, you pretty. You're supposed to have dudes trying to talk to you. You're pretty. That's why I came over. But what else do you got besides that? And if you can cook, then that was a good, and have some conversation. Be able to laugh at your funny toes. You know what I'm saying? I cut a joke. I'll talk about myself, but I ain't never really talk about sex and nothing. You know what I'm saying? And half the time they was, I should file charges today where they was treating me. But I'm just saying, man, it's a different type of woman, different type of life people want to live. And those that want to be individualized, man, those are the ones that's going to suffer, because it's starting to show. And it's going to show before Trump is out of office.
You know what I thought about? You said, Coach Ferg, about your woman being able to cook. I don't think women realize the purpose of cooking. It is an instrument that women use to diagnose the state of the family affairs. You see what I'm saying? Because when we used to cook, man, my mom would sit us down, the dad would sit us down, and we would eat together. And it was in those eating together that we conversated, and they asked us about our day, some of the adventures that we had and some of the problems we had to overcome. And they would ask, well, how did you do this and how did you do that? What people don't understand is that's how you keep your family mentally healthy. It's not so much as the food itself, it's the act of the communion that you spend with your family. Those are the ties that bind. And what happens is that women these days look at cooking for their family as slavery. Women back in the day used cooking as a method to check the temperature of the people at the table, to check their heart posture, to see how they're doing. You know what I mean? That type of thing. Now, true enough, the food was good, but it was to the point where you had to sit there and you had to eat and it was satisfied. And while you are all caught up in the deliciousness of the food, it kind of lowered your inhibitions a little bit so you can open up and she can figure out exactly what's going on. See, back then, the mom and daddies used to talk to each other. And they used to say, hey, look, I think we need to teach them about this particular lesson here about being unselfish. You know what I mean? That type of thing, because they can diagnose that at the dinner table. The dinner
Mm-hmm.
table is the hospital for your heart. You know what I mean? And if you have a mother and a father there that loves you and they're going to listen to you, then what happens is the things that you have to overcome, they would actually give you little words of wisdom at the table. And then to show you how powerful the mind is, you're going to associate that good feeling of eating good tied into that wisdom, and it makes the memory stick. It makes the lesson stick. That's the main reason why when you have big families that cook on a regular basis, they stick closer than any brother or sister ever, And to this day, my homeboy Chris, all of us are still tight because he just so happened to sit down with us one evening and had some dinner, and it was associated with love from my mom. We let him borrow for a little bit, and use that and say, hey, look, now I know my mama can't cook. And me and my brothers and Chris have been tight. Chris just like a brother, he come from another mother, but he just like a brother. Anything that he go through, we go through. You know what I mean? His
Mm-hmm.
family is tight, our family is tight. You know what I'm saying? All because he sat down and shared a meal with us and got a little bit of wisdom from my mom. You know what I'm saying? And dad. And that's one of those things that people don't realize. That is where the family is solidified. That is where
Mm-hmm.
you teach your children life's lessons, in that moment, because you can't eat around the house. That ain't something we ain't play. You can't get your plate and run to your room. No. You
Mm-mm.
give thanks to the people who put the food on the table. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's where respect was built. You know what I mean? When you sat down, you had grace. You had to sit there and say, hey, you know what? Thank you for the folks who prepared the food. Thank you, Lord, for giving us another roof and another day. You know what I'm saying? Your gratitude. So if you had a habit of gratitude every single day, that type of stuff leaks out into you, and you go forth with that into the world. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what makes the world better. Well, what happens if all your food comes from McDonald's and you eat it in the car on the way home? You don't sit down, you don't talk to your family, you don't know what's going on. You basically having your family leaving blind. You don't know what's going on. You just like, I can't wait till they get older and get out of my house. You ready
Bruh,
to get rid of them. You know what I'm saying? You ain't
to
prepared them for the world or nothing. You didn't put nothing in their lunchbox that they can use. You ain't put nothing in their toolbox that they could use. You see what I'm saying? You didn't create any leaders. You just created leeches. All they learn how to do is feed themselves instead of feed the world. And I think that's the issue, man. And it's
oh,
everywhere.
it's one of many. It's one of many. Uh, they don't have this experience where there's 3 words I used to say in my house that my kids didn't like to hear. That is all. That means ain't no talking after I say this. My whole house is not a dinner table. The dinner table is. This is where we eat dinner in this house. That is all. And my kids grew to, I had 50% custody of my younger ones. And come to find out, they mama thought I was showing off. This is how lost she was. She accused me of showing off because I insisted that we have dinner at a table and that there was no way, and anybody here, feel free to steal this. I used to do something in my house at dinner time called the pit and the peak. I want to hear the pit of your day, and I want to hear the peak of your day. And we're going to go all the way around this table. And everybody going to talk about their pit and their peak. And we're going to really get into it. And once you start doing that, you start figuring out who you sitting at the table with. You start learning. But again, brother, this crumbling of society is going to bring us back. Some of us going to get to stand and walk back. Some of us are going to have to come back broken and bloodied, and others of us are going to come back to the truth in body bags. But you're going to come back to the truth. That life, that love of your tribe you're discussing, brother, that doesn't have a choice but to come back. This advice I was given 2 years ago when niggas was telling me I was crazy. Hey, do you know that 10 families can buy 100 pounds of beans if they go in together much cheaper than one family can buy 10 pounds of beans? Bruh, that shit's here. That shit is here now. You got people living communally because they have to. It's either move back in and work this shit out or live in your car. It's a gang of people on that page now.
You better see it.
These broads that we talking about, that we upset about, that are causing all these problems, brother, the truth is you're not going to be able to survive with these women that can't cook, that you can't trust, that can't find respect. By default, these women are going to find themselves in situations where they cannot manipulate their environment and there's no man there to help. And even the strongest of you, it take 4 of you to move a couch. You gonna find yourself. You're gonna find yourself there. And that's where they're gonna start yelling uncle and trying to find the decent men. And the decent men will have their pick. And not sexually, socially. It ain't even about whether I want to sleep with you. You causing discontent. You gotta go. We're not gonna have it around. We can't live. How we gonna live? We can't live with that. We have to depend on each other to survive. And that catty ass shit you doing, you can go on out there with them niggas that can't fix a flat, can't write in cursive, can't count change, gotta wear a helmet when they ride a bike. You going out there with them niggas. All them people gonna be together, brother, and it ain't gonna be pretty. But ain't nobody else gonna put up with that shit. And with that said, gentlemen, I hate to do it, but I gotta break out like the chicken pox, and get this other stuff done I gotta do. But once again, another erstwhile conversation, and I'm always here for it, brother. I really enjoy talking to you brothers about this, but we ain't gonna have to do much more talking because the creator finna show out, dog. He finna show out. So we will see. Those of you sisters who think that just because you got a point, you have the license to make it stink. We finna see. We finna see. These sisters, oh, we are divesting from black men. That's like me saying I'm divesting from buying a Ferrari.
Right.
I couldn't afford a Ferrari in the first place. Ain't no man with a damn dealing with you in the first place. And the big problem is that the good black women are suffering because they won't separate. Once they do that, you go and the creator is gonna force them. You watch this shit that happen. I need somebody to tell me I'm wrong. The creator is going to force them into situations where if they have any compunction about survival, they're gonna have to break off. It's real talk.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Jeff, as always, man, it's a pleasure, brother.
All right, good brothers. All right, y'all take care now.
You too. You know what, Coach Ferg, in our family, we got this thing that we call smoking them out, man. Anytime we have somebody new that come into the family, we want to smoke them out and see what they're all about. You know, we'll ask them all type of questions and that type of thing. But before we get started, I'm going to bring up my main man from around another land. Ladies and gentlemen, put y'all hands together for the one and the only. They call him the continent. Our pain in the building.
You muted our pain. You muted, man.
Don't mute, sir.
You muted our pain.
Man, that's like Yeah, man. Jeff knew I was coming. He cut out, man. I don't know.
Oh
why.
man.
I'm
Welcome,
taking
my
that
friend.
shit.
How you
I'm
doing,
taking
brother?
it personally. I'm taking it
Uh,
personally.
How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man.
Hey, man. I'm cool, man. You know, I
good.
was listening off and on. I had to take care of some stuff before I could pop on.
Right.
I kind of like tired of. You know what? I kind of tired of this subject, man. I think the die is cast with our relationship with a great deal of the black women. You know, and it's just so much energy wasted on that shit talking about, man. Because you know, you know how what it means when men are out of nature. The women are so out of nature that nature is the only thing that's going to correct it, right? And now you're starting to see other women saying this shit is stupid. Now they're on this white boy kick now. I mean, every kick, they just can't help it. And every time, you know, we get if we get, I hate the word triggered, but if we get to move every time they do something stupid, as opposed to just saying, you know, okay, another stupid thing you guys are doing. It's just so much. You know, I'm trying to work on my Monday show for this channel,
Right.
Liberalism, and how it's kind of a bane on our republic. Liberalism, feminism, and how it's, you know, leading to socialism, the lack of trying to control the means of production, all kinds of stuff. And, you know, compared to all the bad stuff, like just what's going on, all the 20%. If you look at the 80%, all the shit that the women want is on the 20% side of it. You know, I mean, they want all the dumb shit. You know, all the shit that, you know, it's just so much dumb shit. And it's kind of exhausting. And the only problem I really have is that here's my thing. I'm not so sure I saved my daughters from all of it. I sent them to those bastions of liberalism and socialism. You know, I'm working my ass off. I didn't know they were being indoctrinated. Look how long it took me to start to think about, you know, wait a minute, maybe after 60 years voting for these bastards, you know, and nothing's happening, maybe I was wrong. You know, so I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? The only reason I know that they're not completely lost is because when I have conversations with them, but they feel too much for people who ain't doing shit. Every so often, I got to remind my daughters, every goddamn thing you have, man, we struggled for. Nobody gave us shit. You know, and just because you think, you know, some people are down bad, that shit ain't your responsibility. And you should have buyer's remorse. What's it called? They had a show on TV, Survivor's Remorse or some shit like that. You ever heard of that?
Yeah.
I said, nah, man, cut that shit out, man. You guys work hard. You worked your asses off for the shit that y'all have. And Big Papa Daddy here, man, created the environment for y'all to thrive. Nobody gave us a goddamn thing. You know, so stop it. Just stop that shit, man. But you know, we talk about this shit over dinner. I know y'all guys are talking about dinner. And you're like, I know, like a cook. We have some of our best conversations over the dinner table.
You know, the thing about it is, Arpain, what I love about what you're doing is that you're able to teach your daughters, no matter what you learn in life, you can always change your mind. You know what I mean? Once you know better, you can do better. And I think that's the greatest lesson any parent can teach their children, because we don't always have all the answers. But dadgummit, when we get the cheat sheet, you best believe we're going to share what we got.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I know you ain't gonna believe what I just found out. You know, I know how you feel. You know, I felt the same way. But let me tell you what happened when I found out.
Yeah, exactly.
Phil Felton Pound. You know what I'm talking about. Anybody ever told anything know about Phil Felton Pound? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Arpain, let me say this first, man. You look good in that shirt, man. That shirt make you look good, man. I'm saying, okay, that shirt make you look good, man. Make you look like you know what I'm saying?
I had to dig it out my Salvation Army bid, you know.
No, it make you look distinguished, though. It make you look like, you know what I'm saying? And listen, man, I applaud you, man. You know, and you know, you set a great example, man. That's what I'm saying, man.
I appreciate that.
I wish I could just bottle you up, man, and spread you around. I'm serious, man. I wish I could take your mindset and go and bottle it up and just drop it off in every major city, right? You know what I'm saying? So, and that's just the greatest dynamic, man. Being a father and you was able to have those conversations about real life
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And yes, and our payment, I didn't look at it the way you did until you said, man, dang, man, I worked for everything you had. And I look back, I'm like, well, shit, I had to work for everything. Didn't nobody, despite the barriers, you know, my parents told me to treat people right, respect myself, work hard. And then once I was in that mode from time I was 18, 19 years old to now, yeah, I put in a lot of damn work. I did a lot for the country. I can say that. They said go to college. I went to college. They said join the service. I joined the service. They said go back to college. I graduated college. I even took up another trade. So I'm like, hell yeah, I did a whole lot of work. And my parents supported me 100%. Right. And I never asked them for nothing once I left high school. Once I got away, one thing was in my mind is I want them to be proud of me and my actions, right? So certain things that I was just disciplined enough. When it came to girls, I didn't want to be bothered with them until I wanted to be bothered with them, especially when I was, you know what I'm saying, being a single man. I wasn't chasing you all around town. No, but I took advantage of my handsome, pretty. I took advantage of that, you know what I'm saying? But they was giving me what they wanted me to have. They was giving me exactly what they wanted me to have. So I'm like, cool. But now the fact that I know that I've put in the work, and I know like brothers like our generation lost in our pain who've had to work from the bottom up, and it's like I don't know, man. I don't look at my past and the people before me as being bad. I thought that they were a lot stronger than this time in America. I do. And I listen to people, everybody's been the last couple of days just complaining about the same old he say, she say. Did you hear about back in the 70s when the women used to be tied up like upside down, and the man's they used to
never did nothing like that.
You heard? I heard that. See, the women's back like 60 years ago, they was crying every day because Mister was. I'm like, where y'all get these lies from?
It's just bullshit, man. So I mean, it really is. It really is. You know, I appreciate what you're saying. Listen, you know what? I don't think we do enough, and maybe this is me because I'm so much, like I say, so much old. I'm older than a lot of people in these. This shit makes me reflect. You know, people don't. I mean, I don't think people do reflections enough on what the shit in their past that kind of shape who you are now. You know, when I left college, I had to go back home to my house for 2 weeks, just 2 weeks, because I was moving from Buffalo to Texas. I just got my job with the Department of the Army, and my lease ran out, and I didn't have nowhere to go for 2 weeks, but I had to go back home. I cried like a fucking baby. I felt like a failure that I had to go back home because I didn't, for 2 weeks. It wasn't like I had to go back home because I didn't have nothing going on and shit. The fact that I didn't have nowhere else to go, but I had to take a step back to move forward, that I was like, it was irrational as hell. It was, but it just hit me because for 6 years, the life I created in Buffalo, graduating, all the shit, job, laid off, do this, that, and all. I had to go home 2 freaking weeks. I had it all set up in Texas. You know, I was going to stay down there, Texarkana, blah, but it was so irrational. But it hit me that I had to humble myself to go back. And of course, it was the best lesson to learn, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, I mean, I never forgot. I said, what the fuck? What you crying for? The room was still there and everything else, but it just seemed like, you know what? If somehow it felt like a failure. But it was irrational. It was just a stepping stone to get to the next gig. But I was like helpless. I mean, I didn't have the money to go to a hotel for 2 weeks. Or blah, blah, blah. I had a plane ticket to Texas. I had a place to go. You know, I just had that gap. And somehow the gap became, but it's kind of crazy because there's so many different things in my life that kind of shaped how I moved. And a lot of people don't remember that. I don't know, I want to take this conversation anywhere, but I had an older cousin. He hung out with, I have a bunch of older cousins, but he hung out with all the other older cousins. And we never really had a conversation. So I had just graduated. And he's a cool cat too, man. Big Parliament Funkadelic fan. He's the one who got me into it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm talking. He says, Rich, now congratulations on graduating, man. You know, he said, what you got planned? I said, man, you know, man, it was hard and shit. You know, I think I'm going to go ahead and take a little time off, travel the world. He said, what the fuck are you talking about? Get your ass a job. And he said, if you deserve it somewhere down the line, then take a vacation, find a job. He said, what the hell are you talking? It's just out of the clear blue. He doesn't even remember saying that shit to me. He shocked me right out of me. I found a job 38 years later. I retired. You know what I'm saying? That was crazy. But I remember shit like that. He said, what the fuck are you talking about? Get yourself a job.
Reload. You know what I'm saying?
You talk of two major events in your life that changed your life. It only took two of them. One in college. Remember the one you talk about with the girl in college?
Oh, yeah.
Snapped you out of it. And then to be a man, he said, you don't sit your ass down. You get out here and work.
A job. You say get yourself a job. Like we talking.
And they act like it's hard. It ain't that hard to be a
but
man.
You know what? Sometimes you just don't have that person there to slap you out of the bullshit.
Well,
you know, that's it. You know, every so often it's the serendipity to be in the right place, to have the person to say to you, hey, you know what, man, that's kind of stupid, man. You know what? Do this and stay.
That's right. Sometimes you
got to be full.
You know, sometimes that reload is what you need. You know what I mean? Because think about it, if you had skipped going to, you know, be at home with your folks for 2 weeks and went straight to Texas, you would have never got that kick in the pants.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah. So sometimes, man, a lot of times people like to avoid the inconvenience of inconvenience. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes that's that medicine, man, that you need, you know.
Yeah,
even the Bible says, I commanded a raven to feed you there, you know. But sometimes you got to back up, man, to lean forward, you know, to get put in that slingshot and get kicked back, you know. And sometimes you have to learn how to humble yourself, because someday you're going to have to teach that lesson to somebody else. Ain't that right, Coach Ferg?
For sure, man. For sure. You know, I don't know, man. I think looking back, I've always aspired for things. I never did put a cap on it, like, oh, I gotta be here at this when I'm this age. You know what I'm saying? I never looked at it like that. I always looked at, I just gotta be able to compete in life. I want to be a working man. I want to be a productive. I've always thought like it, and it's crazy because, you know, I saw what my parents did. I never saw my parents argue. And I'll tell you, my father was a hell racer. I never saw him argue though. I'm saying, now I heard some little spats or whatever, but they was either talking about me or something. Because
what we gonna do with that boy, man?
You know what I'm saying? And my father was like, "Man, I'm gonna be on him." My mom be like, "No, he ain't that bad." And I wasn't a bad kid. I was just silly.
Yeah, hold on for a second, guys. Yeah, come in.
Yeah, but it's just I don't know, Lost, man. Like you said, man, you talk about your father, man, how he gave you that balance enough to know, you know what I'm saying, as you grew up as a young man, you didn't turn foul, you didn't turn hatred, you didn't turn away from opportunities. Right. What I see, you know, now is a lot, and this is why I think I'm glad about the shift, right? It's like that's why I look at the age, man, because them dudes in their 40s, man, most of them ain't got a good story about nothing when they was young. Nothing. It's all bad. Mama bad, daddy bad. People treated them bad. With no opportunity. They talk about, they cry about the way the police is. No, back in the day, the police was 10 times worse.
You better say it. They had German shepherds.
See what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
And guess what? If we was all together and we was acting silly and they pulled up on us, I don't think none of us would be ready to jump and ready to fight the police just because, you know, they told us to move. We'll move our ass on so we can continue our day. But now they feel like they're going to go up against the whole. That's a mental issue right there. Because just think if you're trying to tribe up with somebody like that and they blowing up like that. Put everybody's life in
everybody in danger. You right.
That's what I'm saying. I can't operate with guys like that. I stay away from guys like that. I don't care. You can have all the money in the world. Keep that over there. Don't come in my perimeter. And I'm serious about that. Like, I don't need to do business with you because I already see it's gonna be a hot mess, and I ain't got time for that in my life.
You know what? Sticking with the topic, do you think women could actually do the same thing if they had somebody who in the group was a crash out? Do you think they have guts enough to say, "Hey, you gonna get us in trouble," or are they just gonna join in? You know what I'm saying? And say, "Hey, look, this
Are
is
you
whatever."
talking if it's all women together?
Yeah, you know,
If
there's
it's
always
all
one
women,
that crash out.
no, but if it's all women together, they'll implode.
Yes,
Why you
I
say that?
They'll
I
implode. I
Go
don't
ahead.
think that
Dive into that, man. Why do you say that?
meaning because they don't take orders well. They don't. A lot of them don't take orders well, especially when they get to a certain age. They don't take all of them think that they leaders and bosses and and because if you're trying to get something done, let's just say we need to build a house, right? Lost. I need you to make sure all the lumber stacked, all the number pieces are together. Our paint. You got your nails, you got your, you know what I'm saying? You got your air gun there, you got plenty. We good. Me, I gotta design, I gotta make
Foundation.
sure that you know what I'm saying. So
Right.
we got a job to do. We ain't got time to think about how we feel. You ain't got time to think about your girlfriend, your boyfriend. You ain't got time. We got this job to do. Because the faster we get this done, the faster we can get on to the next project and get some more money. Women,
Right.
they go sit there 20 minutes arguing, not organizing with
You
each
said
other,
it though, but you said it.
not open.
Orders.
So
They can't take orders
it's
because
tough.
they'll be more concerned about how the orders were given than the
Yes,
orders.
there you go. There you go.
Right?
Don't be
Yeah,
talking to me like
men kind of get used to. You got a foreman, you got this. The guy say, "Man, get your ass over there, do this, do that." I mean, we okay. That's my job. I need the money, so I'm not gonna, buck up.
Right.
But women, man, you said, man, and the birds of a feather flock together with women. I mean, with men, every so often you'll have a guy say, "You know what? That shit is stupid. I'm not gonna go, do graffiti on the train station at 3 o'clock in the morning." But that's why men don't want women to go on the girls' trips. Every woman who goes on a girl trip is not necessarily a hoe, but if she's around other hoes and they're all having fun, I mean, and with a few drinks, those inhibitions are gone, man. We went through that scenario already, man. And, when I was in college, you know how easy it was to get women to just show you their titties.
Did you hear what I said?
Tell them our pain.
I mean, it's just random. Say, listen, man, you got a nice rack, man. I like to see them. Now, and you don't even have to really be crazy about it because they see their titties all the time. See, what's the big deal? Think about, I'm saying, God damn.
It happened to me, and it happened to me in the 8th grade in a chorus class. A class was going on, and it happened to me. Yeah. 8th grade, I'm like, I screamed out. I got kicked out of class. I was in 8th grade, man. I wasn't, I didn't focus on girls like that.
What did you say, Coach?
Oh man, that's just funny.
She flashed me, man. I'm like, what?
Show you what she was working with.
And I was being a gentleman because the teacher kept asking me what happened, and I didn't tell on.
Oh man,
see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you want to see them shits again. That's why.
Yeah, I used to run from her after that. I used to run from her for real. Like, get away.
That's funny as hell. Yeah, you got beans in the back.
8th grade, man. That's what I'm saying.
Beans up, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stage. Beans in the building. Beans, I know you can hear us, man. You got your camera turned on, man. What's happening, man?
What's up, y'all?
What's happening, Beans?
What are you doing, man?
What's going on?
Getting some work done.
How you doing, brother?
I'm highly racist.
Oh
shit!
Bigoted.
Bigoted and everything, man. Okay. What else we got?
Beans, you crazy. Hey, Jeff just left, man. I'm just trying to figure out if you gave him what he needed, man. I'm gonna razz you every time I see you, man.
And you know what was so crazy today? I was just doing some more mixing.
Yeah.
I finally cleaned up it's this I don't know, for some reason my P's and my B's come out way harder than I want them to.
Yeah.
You know, it's like this. I don't know. Like I looked it up. It's like they said it's like an air bubble.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you say certain letters.
Yeah.
So for some of us, when we say P words or B words, it's like this air bubble that comes out with it, and it comes out really hard.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's certain stuff that I hear, and until I'm able to like actually clean it, you know what I'm saying, the way I want it to be clean, I just feel some kind of way about saying send this to somebody that, at today's in 2025, people have an expectation that when you bring your music to them, that it's gonna be clean.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not like back in the day when it was like you was recording yourself on a tape. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
With the music playing behind you from a little boom box.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different now. People expect for you to have the tools. And I don't think it's, besides my mic, my mic isn't made to record on. Right. That's one of the issues.
Well, let me ask you this, Beans. What kind of mic you got, man?
I have.
What kind of mic you got?
Shit, man. Don't give me the line.
Well, sometimes it ain't about the mic, man. It's about the artistry. I don't want the world to miss out on Beans because your mic was acting a fool. You know what I'm saying? The people show up for the Beans and not the mic. Don't beat yourself up now.
I mean, I've been able to do what I need to do with it. It's never the same though. That's what's so crazy about it. It's like I can go right now and I have my same settings, and I promise you, it's not gonna sound the same as it did yesterday.
You know what? And that's a good thing. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why, man. In a live setting, you know what I mean? It ain't gonna ever be the same. But that's the magic of music, man. Music is meant to be fluid. It ain't meant to be the same. Because think about it. A lot of people go to concerts not necessarily for the quality. They come for the experience, because it's not gonna be the same. You're gonna have shouting speakers from one side and the other, and sometimes the mic don't necessarily work, but the people came in there for the energy, man. And I think I don't want the world to miss your energy, man, because you want it to be perfect, man. Don't expect music to be perfect. Just let people enjoy Beans, uncut, raw, unfiltered. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
No, I appreciate that. But I definitely just wanted to pop up. I had just checked my IG.
Yeah.
I had been asleep, man. I just got up about an hour ago, and I immediately got right back to working, editing videos, about to do my uploads. So I just wanted to check in and salute to y'all. Yeah, pretty much.
Man, Beans, let me tell you something. I look forward to Tuesday, man. You know why? Because we get to play your stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Nothing hits harder on the Black Man Unfiltered Network than Beans' intro. You know what I'm saying? for the two, because it's the perfect song for flipping tables. Every time I hear it, I get hype. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
Every time. I mean, I start that. That's the only show I know for a fact. I start on time at 8:30 on the dot. You know what I'm saying? Because people expect to hear that intro, man. I got to give it to them.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I definitely appreciate the look. But yeah, man, I'm gonna catch y'all. Hopefully, I'll be able to pop up there Tuesday.
Right on.
I got a couple of people that's been reaching out to me now to do shows, so I'll be trying to make sure I'm available. Right. My sleeping habits be all over the place. Like I say, I just got up about an hour ago. You know what I'm saying?
As a content creator, man, I understand, because I
know what I mean.
Before the show started, I said, let me wipe these coals out my eyes. See who's this paging me and why. You know what I'm saying? Right. It was BMU said, you feel like going live. I was like, man, I'm always ready. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. For real. Like,
yeah. But good luck, Beans, man. I appreciate
exactly
you,
how it is, though.
Yeah.
You never know. All right, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Have a good show.
You too. Appreciate it, Beans.
All right, y'all.
Be good. Welcome back, Coach.
What's up, Coach?
Yeah, man. Like I said earlier, man, before we brought you on our pain, we was talking about making sure you introduce the right people to your family. And I was telling y'all, we had this thing that we call smoking them over. You know what I'm saying? When you bring in somebody new to the family, we got to make sure they're going to be able to fit and work. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a certain level of expectation for our family. You know what I'm saying? We got to make sure those people at least meet the floor. Because if you can meet the floor, we can raise you up where you need to be if you're not there. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. You know, all the women, you know, they commune, they get along with each other, and none of this foolishness where you feel like you have to exert or exalt yourself over everybody else. It has to be a spirit of helping. You know what I'm saying? All the women in our family have a spirit of helping, and I enjoy that, and everybody enjoys that, because what it does, it creates a family network that can survive anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you get to the point where, you know, life pulls on you from different directions, and the family is there for that. I don't understand why people want to get their family and leave and go somewhere else when you can stay together and be stronger together. You see what I'm saying? And then there's those life lessons that we sit down at the dinner table, even if it's holidays or whatever. We get back, we reach out every Christmas, Thanksgiving, that type of thing. That's at least one time I know for a fact that the majority of the family comes together and we reminisce about stuff that we used to do. We laugh, play games, you know, that type of thing. It creates a bond where the children feel safe, and then they go back and they replicate that. And I think that is our duty as men and women and leaders of our family, to make sure that we pass on that tradition to the next generation. You know, say, hey, look, this is the standard operating procedure. This is the floor that we set for this particular family. And if people don't meet that standard, then guess what? You can't be a part of the tribe, you know, and that's how we do it. And I think that's what the majority of people have been missing these days. They don't meet the minimum requirement because nobody knows what the minimum requirement is anymore. You know, that's the reason why women let these any old kind of ragamuffin dudes into the family. And sometimes these guys let these old manipulating women into the family. They think they're cooking. You know what I'm saying? They manipulating the men from behind the scenes to do things that's not necessarily to the conduciveness to the whole entire family, just their little piece of the family where they can feel like they're getting over. That's the reason why when you get with somebody, you got to make sure that they're intact and they believe in themselves, regardless of whatever the rest of the world is saying. Because you get one side of the family that's going to tug and pull, it's going to rip the family apart. Because normally that one person is trying to help the family, but they're torn. Do I help my family, or do I not listen to the greater family, the tree? You know, you're going to saw off a branch. Well, guess what? The rest of the family going to continue on. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to take a longer time for you to establish roots on another tree to do something else. But I'm going to tell you, that's going to fall apart because there's no roots there. And it's going to take a longer time. You see what I'm saying? Versus sticking with the rest of the tree and doing what it's supposed to do and bear fruit quicker and faster than it normally would, separated. You see what I'm saying?
I agree. I hear you. I hear that.
Yeah, so that's why it's important, you know, to make sure that you keep your family intact. That's what that's for, you know. I know Coach Ferguson probably experienced something like that too.
Man, I don't know, man.
Go ahead, Coach.
No, I mean, you know, I had 5 sisters, man, and none of them ever reported to me that they were getting abused by a man, cursed out by a man, none of that. I had cousins, you know, and it was there. I seen a guy's mother who was a baby mama fighting a guy when I was probably about 5 or 6. I remember that fight. She broke his antenna off and they was fighting. Little boyfriend type relationship. You know what I'm saying? I saw that. And I just took it for, men and women fight. Okay, cool. But growing up, you know, again, man, in the time, we used to actually have organized dances, man, all through from 82 to 90, 91, we was organizing dances in the neighborhood where all the girls come from 2 sides of the town, and we teenagers though. Ain't no adult supervision. And the fact that a lot of those people still communicate and talk and, you know, get together, some that got married, broken up children, and is still able to sort of, I don't know, be cordial in a sense. I think that's going to get better because the younger men that could be like my son's age, the daughters are Payne's daughters, age, Brother Bennett's daughter's age, they seeing a different way from the people who like 10, 15 years younger than us, Lost. I'm telling you.
Right.
That's why I bring up that time, man, when you was a young adult, you saw that crack taking over.
Right.
And it was, and I'm talking about the babies that were stuck in that. Now
Right.
they're adults. They're adults. And they don't mind cussing your grandmama out, your sister out. They'll fight you. They'll fight the girl. And they saying it. And because they listen to their sister say that man ain't ish.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Man ain't ish. And now they grown. And the men are changing course because they start to understand that I got to live for myself. And that's what I like about young men. They getting it. The sisters are taking brothers for granted, man, for real. They taking brothers for granted. And it is showing the next 3 to 5 years. 2020, what, 2030?
Something like that.
Watch. Because we already took it over in the income level. We got them. We second behind. We behind the white dude. We didn't even pass up the white girl. And brothers ain't out here paying for play hardly no more.
Because it
They
ain't
ain't doing that.
They don't keep up with their stuff, man. I was watching my homeboy. He was talking about they got super gonorrhea now. You know, I'm like, what? Wait a minute. You ain't keeping.
They got about 5 names out there. Lost. Ain't no more Keith Sweat songs coming through the algorithms no more.
You're right.
Those days are over.
Ain't no more slow singing and belly rubbing music no more.
It's over. And the sisters they making it transactional, and these dudes are playing, okay, this is where y'all gonna do it. They're gonna lose.
You know what they say? It got down the rubber meet the road. Now it's what, 20 in the front and 40 in the back. Ain't no more romance in the stone, but you know what I mean? What's on the menu? And that's about it.
It's unfortunate.
And then on top of that, what they serving up got that super gonorrhea in it. You know what I'm saying?
Super gonorrhea. Jesus Christ.
But we done gone through 20 years of brothers 6'2", like in other brothers 6'2", 230. That we done gone through that. Man, I seen so many big dudes in the parade, man, coming down with the dance team. I'm like, man, is that where we at?
They got on the red dresses, you know, with the little mini skirts.
And they got on a little bit of booty shorts and little t-shirts and stepping better than the women. I'm like,
and they heels, you know what I'm saying? Man, back in the day, we would have never seen no dudes that like look like that coming down the street with no skirt on, you know what I'm saying? And no eyeshadow and stuff like that. Man, come on.
Man, but that's where they try to push us, man. And those brothers go turn score. I can see it. I can see it out there. When I go out, I see brothers looking like, nah, man, focus on myself, and you know what I'm saying? But then I try to say, man, you should think about finding a good woman. Just know what you like. And I've taken some of what our Payne said, Brother Bennett said, man, make your little list, man. You get 10, you make 6 of them, make her negotiate 4. And y'all come together on the next one. You know what I'm saying? But have something in play. You can't just go in it because I tell her, I try to wake them up. You see a big booty, just look around. And you're going to see 10 other ones just as good. But you got to be able to decipher.
You know what, Coach Fur? I'm glad you said that. Here's the thing I'm on a miss about TikTok is because when they switch over, they ain't gonna be able to show us nothing but American stuff. And I'm here to tell you that's a travesty. You know why?
Yes,
because I met some fantastic women from overseas, especially from Brazil. Let me tell you something, man. I didn't know fine got any finer until I saw what these Portuguese ladies were speaking down there, what they was talking about. Man, I'm over here trying to figure out how to speak Portuguese. I'm over here using Google, trying to translate. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hold on, talk. Let me taste the rap a little taste to you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, what? They'd be like, hello, Lost, how you doing, Lost? I'm like, wait a minute now. Hold on, wait a minute. They talking my kind of talk. You know what I'm saying? They ain't saying nothing about my name, and that's the way they said it. You know what I'm saying?
What they doing with Twitter? I mean, what they doing with TikTok?
TikTok, are you not gonna be able to talk to the folks in Brazil no more? In Thailand.
So that's the compromise. It's just they're gonna cut off the rest of the world.
That's gonna be dumb as hell though.
Well, how do you mean? Like, how are they gonna do that? What do you mean?
They
can do it. They can cut their wave off.
TikTok into Facebook, and I can't tell you the last time I've been over there, and I hate it over there because there's a bunch of folks you went to school with that ain't inspiring nobody. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yay, I'm running for this, and yay, I'm doing that. I'm like, yeah.
That's why we got to get out of that social.
Bro, I'm finna start flying. You know,
yeah, see, Lost, I was going to say that. I'm glad you say that.
Yes.
I'm just saying, you right there, right? Man, listen, go see the world, Lost, and come back and tell us your stories, man. Go see the world and come back and tell us your stories, man.
Listen,
we ain't all paying to listen to them. We ain't got shit to do.
We ain't trying to learn how to speak
Thai. Show some pictures, show a few videos of the nice little, you'll find you about 3 of them somewhere, man.
Man, I've been doing myself a disservice. I could have been learning another language a long time ago. You know what I'm saying?
You've been over too. You could have been over too.
They say it's never too late. They had the halftime show down in Brazil.
Man,
you see the song on Amazon.
I saw it.
Man,
yeah, I saw it.
I said, wait a minute, man. They actually, it was misrepresented, right? Because they have so many sisters there. But in the infrastructure of Brazil, the black people ain't getting that kind of play.
No.
You know what I'm saying? That they just dancing and singing. Oh, look at all the brothers and sisters in this. I mean, you know what? I hate the terminology thick, but those women everybody was thick.
They were
everybody. I'm not talking about the New York. I mean the American thick and all of those women were like, holy shit! If you grabbing them, man, you grabbing some serious. Oh,
you
got something on your hands. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta have a good box spring for them women.
And they got thigh muscles. They got thigh muscles, calf muscles. They got shoulders, they got ribs, they got man. They been like that. They been like that. That's what I'm saying. They like that.
Woo!
Yeah, hey, I'm trying to tell you, man.
Shit.
Hey, if you ain't never been to Brazil,
I've never been to Brazil.
Do
I was supposed to go.
Learn how to speak Portuguese. That's right. Learn how to speak Portuguese.
See, that's where you see, Lost. That's where you go. That's where you go when you're single. It don't matter what age you are.
And they
just go to those places. Guam, they sisters.
Too. Hey.
I'm real nice to you too.
Like they is. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on that thing, man. I'm working on that thing, man.
You gotta make us sign a contract.
You know what, man? Look at the halftime show in Brazil. Oh my God.
Yeah, they nice, man. Brazilian women are nice, man, and they sisters too. So
yeah, and then they're gonna try to convince us y'all going out to take advantage of them nasty women. Well, you know what? That nasty look really good to me. You know what
you gonna take advantage. Yes.
Listen,
sign me up.
A lot of those women haven't been out there like that. You can tell in their body. A lot of them ain't even been deflowered yet. No. Listen. Hold on. You can tell sisters in America. Listen, man. By age 21, only 5% of Americans are still virgins by age 21.
I believe.
What the hold on. By 21 in Brazil, I guarantee they ain't walking around just busting it wide open like that.
I'm not so sure about that, man. I'm not. If you were in an Arab country or something like that, but I'm
Brazil, the women outnumber the men. They're not. Everybody ain't out there. Listen, the world culture ain't like American culture, just having sex just to do it. A lot of women don't do that.
I mean, I don't disagree with you, but I don't know if Brazil is the place I would start.
If you was a single man looking for a wife, why not?
I'm not. You know what? I haven't been there. But you know, the fact that so many men want to go to Brazil to cut their oats, I don't think you don't hear a lot of men say, "Let's go to Saudi Arabia so we could sow our oats," because you ain't getting no ass over there.
Because you ain't gonna see none of that. You ain't gonna see none of that.
Absolutely, Brazil ain't this. Brazilian women down there, I believe they've been kind of westernized, man.
But that's what I'm saying. Those are like a lot of them ain't got to that space yet. A lot of them just.
I hear you. Okay, you might know more than me. I just think that they might not be as belligerent.
Go on down there, Lost, man. Find your wife, man.
they might not be as belligerent as a
Find your
American
wife, man.
woman, but
Go on down there, get your wife, man. About 42. One that can dance like they did on the game. You want one of them to dance?
I think a lot of women been doing those dances for chicken dinners. And
I stay in America. Hold up. So I think you saying most women out here just this willy
I never
nilly?
say most women. I just think Brazil ain't the place where you go.
Hold up. So what about, okay, so you would say American women, yes, right? Most American women have already been.
I think Brazilian women are like American women with accents.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
I
They
don't
might
know,
not be
man.
as bad, man. I mean,
don't know, man.
Listen. Maybe they got 10% virgins out there. In the enclaves are religious. The religious ones. But if they're from the novellas, whatever they call them, favelas, they've been stroking.
Oh, no loss, man.
I'm speaking from complete ignorance, right? You know, but a lot of virgins don't get on a halftime show shaking that nice, juicy ass like that.
That's
man.
part of their culture, though, man. That's part of their culture. They've been doing that since they was kids. Their grandmamas, everybody been doing that.
Yeah,
they don't hold up. A lot of those girls just even like when you they ain't out there busting it wide open.
Like, you know when they have animals out there that have the colors to attract men. Shaking your ass like that is the human way of saying, "Come get
goes
it."
Goes back to ancient times. Goes back to, but a lot of times
hold up.
A lot of times you could look, but you couldn't touch. You couldn't touch. You could look all day, but you can't touch.
Look at me.
Yeah, you're right in certain areas, but I'm not so sure Sao Paulo, Brazil is it.
Listen, Arpain, let me help you out, brother.
Yeah, please.
You ain't seen what I saw. I'm finna introduce y'all to my friend, my personal friend from TikTok from Brazil. Her name is Nay. And I done found one of her videos that I can actually share on YouTube.
Okay.
I don't know if it's got music or not, but y'all stop me if it do. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna this is my friend. Hold on.
Oh, she fine.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. The music out. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on, let me pull the music off. You know what I'm saying?
Was that her buddy over there? Or they like tag team?
Oh man.
And they was both of them together was a 6.5. Both of them together.
Oh, look at what was a 6.5.
That's all they get, man. 6.5. Both of them together, man. That's it, man. Nope.
Boy, that's Alabama 20 right there.
The first was at least
6.5.
That's Alabama 20 right there. You know what I'm saying?
She the one gave him the 6.5. The other girl came in and took it down. You're lucky because I was going to give her a 5, but the other girl.
Wait a minute. You know what I'm saying?
We have to get her.
I'm just saying, Brazil is a hell of a place to start. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a great place, man. I believe it, man. Got great variety, man.
I think the attitude of women in America is uniquely bad. But you know, I mean, it's uniquely bad. But feminism has spread even in Africa. You're starting to hear the brothers talk about it's slowly creeping in everywhere.
Yeah,
you know, everywhere. You know, so wait, what you gonna do, man? They say if you get a woman in Brazil or anywhere else, you can't bring her back to America.
I'm not coming back.
There you go, man.
Yeah.
Just keep your passport active. Man, that's all.
I'm gonna be like black man.
Have a dual citizenship. That's all.
Man, I ain't coming back. Well, for what?
No, man, have a dual citizenship. You got to be able to move. You know what I'm saying? When it's time
like
to move.
Fun to me down there, man.
Oh, it might be fun, but if shit change in the world, you might have to get up through.
All right.
I want you to be able to be mobile, bro. I'm telling you.
I need some roots.
Man, so, I mean, but listen, man. So when is this TikTok change supposed to take place?
The 17th, man, is
of September.
Yeah, they're gonna be flipping.
Who's gonna own it? Who's on it?
You know, Meta got their hand in it, man.
The American government, they don't own it. That's why
no, man. They're
The
gonna make
government's going to own. It's not going to be a private enterprise.
I'm just saying that it's under a private
Well,
private
Arpain, let me
enterprise
tell you something.
name, Arpain, but
it was
Yeah, I'm
never
just trying to find out who it is. I mean, you know, we know that Elon
it's
owns that.
private investors are paying. That's what they
Elon ain't even on that no more. He wasn't even at the meeting. No.
I'm talking about X. He owns X, though, man. You know, we know he owns it.
Oracle and investors are supposed to
Okay,
be.
all right.
Here's
That's
the thing.
all I want to know. Okay.
Meta is behind it because they're going to be calling it Meta. M2.
Oh, Meta's the. Oh man.
And like I said, they finna turn it into Facebook. You know what I'm saying? So they finna mess up. Ain't gonna be no more of this nay action around here and all this fan.
So they're gonna separate it. I thought they just wanted to get rid of ByteDance, right?
So let me explain something to you. It was never about ByteDance. It was all about the money. It was all about the TikTok shop. You know what I'm saying? Well, the Chinese government is trying to spy on us through TikTok. It ain't got nothing to do with it. You know why? Because they ain't messing with Red Bull. And that's a Chinese app. They ain't said nothing back there.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? The TikTok shop was rivaling for attention and money. You know what I'm saying? That was people were buying more stuff from TikTok than they were from Amazon because it was cheaper. That's the reason why they're trying to put the clamps down and trying to put tariffs on everything. Because these people were selling the stuff that we normally buy for dirt cheap.
Okay.
And some people were making their businesses off of that stuff. They'd buy wholesale from overseas and bring it over here and put it in their warehouses, jack it up for a little bit of a profit, and they were making money. People were becoming independently wealthy without the help of the good faith and credit of the United States government. So they didn't want to have no part of that. So there was like,
I was never a big TikTok person. I know they had the TikTok shop, but I never really shopped there or anything like that. But I mean,
hey, you've been missing out, brother.
No, so once I started hearing about it, I said, I know it's there, but I never went to really. I think I have just recently gotten one item from there because I was on TikTok, but I'm never there. I was never a big TikTok guy. You know, I don't even understand anything about the algorithm. Well, I got my little stupid page and shit.
I will tell you this
stuff on there.
People don't realize the power of the TikTok shop and the partner program. Basically, what it is that your friends that you see on a regular basis that's on TikTok, they will endorse a product and they understand that people like to buy from people they know and they like. That's the whole premise of sales. So if you give people an opportunity, basically your neighbor, to sell you what you like and you like them, you'll be more apt to buy, which actually moves money. Well, if people like Amazon are missing out, they're going to have to start shuttering places, laying off people. You throw in mixing a little AI now and start laying people off and throwing some robotics. That's a threat to people not having jobs and houses and be able to buy stuff here. You see what I'm saying? And that's cutting into their tax money, So that's a problem for folks here in the United States. Well, not only that, you got people vying for the attention over at TikTok because of the short attention span. That's perfect for people who just want to just scroll. You know what I mean? They like whatever they chuckle, 15 seconds later, they're on to the next thing. It satiates their ability to have that dopamine hit. Well, guess what happens when you have that dopamine hit? You can slide ads in there for people to buy more stuff. So it feeds on itself. That's the reason why TikTok had grew past the point where it had more people on it than Facebook, more people on it than Amazon. It was becoming the 800-pound gorilla that nobody wanted to address. You see what I'm saying? And what happened is the Chinese government would take some of that money and spend it on their army to someday kick our ass. You see what I'm saying? If push come to shove, or be the world's reserve currency. So they're trying to hit that thing off at the pass. See, sometimes you got to think past surface level stuff. So what they did was Mark Zuckerberg got a few senators or whatever and put them in his back pocket and was like, TikTok is a national security. You need to look at it. They're spying on us. You got to shut them down. Here's $200,000, $1 million to say that they're bad. And next thing you know, they're on the floor of Congress. Well, TikTok has been spying on the American people using their information. And then they were like, oh, really? And then the other ones ain't on it too. And they were like, we're going to pass the TikTok bill. If you notice, that TikTok bill passed so fast, unanimously made your head spin. When was the last time we ever passed anything that was unanimous? You know what I'm saying? From both sides of the aisle. To me, that should have been a clue. That should have been a clue. You see what I'm saying? So that's the main reason why they're switching over. Now, as a consequence of that, we're not going to be able to see what we just showed you a few minutes ago because we are not going to have access to that anymore.
So what happens to those other entities? They're going to just cut them off, and it's going to be like a foreign TikTok or.
Well, they're actually going to service the rest of the world business as usual. You know, the people in Great Britain and all those other places to be able to talk to the people in Brazil, you know, and all these other
the only
places.
people who can't talk to them is Americans.
Hey, America just going to
be how did that shit pass?
It's a part of the deal, man. You know, understand? Get down or lay down. You know what I'm saying?
Did you hear what I said?
So, American TikTok is going to be, first of all, the last people Americans want to talk to is other Americans.
Exactly, because that's not the reason why I tune into TikTok. I tune in to see Nate down in the Brazil.
You know what, man? Shit, man. Ignorance is bliss. I didn't know it was going to be. How are they going to censor the rest of the world from America on TikTok? It sounds crazy.
Here's the thing about it: you don't get the truth from what your country is doing from the people who's pulling the switches here. Now, do you?
Well, I hear you there.
Now, from other people's perspective, when you can go back and see what our folks is doing and they're hiding from us, then you know we can't rise up. You know, we don't get ironed enough. You know,
just the programming, man. They're still trying to continue the programming. It's unfortunate, you know what I'm saying, because a lot of people are going to tune out the rest of the world intentionally just because America says so. And it's going to be unfortunate. For the younger people.
No, I understand. I mean, the people who are beholden to, I mean, we still carry a lot more weight. And we got the president out there swinging a hammer around, you know.
Right.
And I guess there's pros and cons in some people's eyes. I don't mind being a country with the big stick.
Right.
You know, I mean, if you wield it the right way, you know. Right. That's the key. If it depends on how you. Every so often, you're going to do some stupid shit. I mean, it's just going to happen.
But
what they call America, the Great Satan.
No, America's putting itself in a bind. America hasn't trained this last 25 years of young men and women. It hasn't really trained them at all. Everybody just working.
To do that. They're starting to try to catch. Well, they're going to take years to catch up. But I think that's why they're trying to. Toughen up the army, and
it ain't about the army. It's even outside of the military. People not joining the army as much, and the young skilled labor is not there. A lot of people don't have skills.
They're trying to turn that around. I mean, it's not going to happen overnight, but isn't that what this whole thing? Isn't that what this whole thing is about with men?
Well, you're right. Here's my thing: you got to have something to fight for. And what America has been feeding men is trash.
Right.
You know, that's what I'm saying.
Fast food. It's not like we talked about earlier. They ain't putting no love in the fuel tank.
Black men gonna have to be able. They gonna have to start letting black men buy houses, purchase property, get into these spaces. I'm telling you. But it's an opportunity.
Say that again, though, Ferg, because nobody's gonna let us do anything. So
no. What I'm saying is right. Put the information out there for them to obtain the course, meaning America's sort of old, right? America's an old country. It's not rebuilding its infrastructure with its youngest of adults. 21 through 40, those are the infrastructure of the working class people. And what I'm saying is we spend a lot of time with foreign affairs. We spend a lot of money. We spend a lot of money on, I guess, the policing sort of some of the BS America allows, some of the drugs they allow, some they even growing it. But they still have laws that really separate the families, and they don't. The opportunities have to. I'm just saying this, and I'm gonna shut up.
No, you.
They have to bring. Because to me, what I see from just infrastructure part with America, they have to be more intentional on offering training opportunities to the masses.
You know what?
The government, the people who create the opportunities.
See, that's why we got to get away from that talk, because the government, when you say that kind of stuff, we know that the government doesn't have our best interests in mind. So it's not going to come out of anywhere. I mean, because you're right about what might have to happen, but the source of that, I would disagree if we're waiting for the government to do any of that shit. It's not going to happen.
I got something better than that.
But go ahead, what you going to say?
Let me explain to you what it is, man, and what the problem is. The problem is that what are you offering young men who's supposed to be building America? That's the bottom line. Let me tell you something. When I was in sales, one of the things that one of my trainers taught me was that you got to find out what the PMF is of your customer. That's primary motivating factor. What is it that's going to cause them to want to go out and spend money they don't have to buy something that they really need? Now, here's the thing. They know that they need it, but you have to be able to tie it into what it is exactly that they need. Well, my thing is the greatest function, if you don't remember this, back in the day when we had war, those guys were fighting for their families. Right. They were fighting for their country because their country had their families. So it was easy for a guy to lay down his life for his country because his family needed him to. You know what I'm saying? The problem with today's men is that the family that they have now is not worth dying for. Did you hear what I said? When you listen to how these women talk about men, they don't exalt men like they used to. You see what I'm saying? So these guys are saying to hell with it. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna talk bad about me anyway, what makes you think I'm gonna die for you? I'm gonna get on a plane and I'm gonna go to another country where these people actually respect me as a basic human being. And not only that, they appreciate me and they take care of me and they allow me to do what I was created to do, which was provide and protect for a family that loves me. You see what I'm saying? The problem that America's having right now is hard to sell that guys going to the military to die for something that don't like them back. Did you hear what I said? They disrespect them. So it's kind of hard to make them get motivated for something that is not beneficial to them at all. That's the reason why they're twisting these guys' arms with these dangling carrots. If you go to the military, you can finish your school, GI Bill or whatever, but they're thinking to themselves, yeah, to do what? You know, these guys are probably being smart and saying, you know what, I will do that, but I'm not gonna spend my emotional capital here in the United States. I'm gonna get my money, get my paper, get to the point where I have enough saved up and I'm leaving. And I'm going somewhere else.
But there's some subtle things going on. For example, this big raid where 450 workers that closed down a plant just recently. The reason why a lot of people don't really talk about it, the company was getting away by employing these guys cheaply. They're undercutting American wages by doing it, right? Yeah. So a lot of people say, well, who's going to work these jobs? Well, that was a real factory job that men will actually work for, but you got to pay them. You got to pay them a living wage based on the laws. And so now that they wipe those illegals out, that's a whole bunch of jobs open up that you have to pay a little bit more money as one of these profitable companies. So once men start getting those jobs, that's one. Two, they got to stop the DEI shit, because when you put one of these feminist fucking women in there or a feminist man, instead of hiring the best people, they're going to put some fucking transgender or some other guy in charge. You know, they're thinking about how we're going to diversify the workforce as opposed to just putting the best people in these jobs. So that's another thing we got to get rid of. And I think some of that is starting to happen where men are saying, okay, my merit matters again. You know, if my skills might matter to this job, now that we're getting the illegals out, now that we're not just placing a woman in charge or somebody who just because she's a woman or a transvestite or a lesbian, you know, even if it was just a black guy who is not qualified, we're just saying your merits are starting to come back. And I think that gives people motivation.
I think we're saying the same thing.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not when we say no, we are. But I think we need to be more specific than saying the government.
Right. But what I'm saying is right, and this is why I say the government, right? Because Lit brought in the military. Listen, I'm just saying opportunities, right? Whether it's on the job and having, and this is where I say the change is coming, right? Because I look at the immigrations and how they starting to dissect them and make sure that those who are here are legal, and they going into these spaces where they can hide and sort of manning them out, and those opportunities will become available. And a part of that training process, you got to take out the military, go train its soldiers. The civilian life in America doesn't train the young man. They don't train them. They don't put them in those positions. And this is what I'm saying. This is what opportunity is going to come in for brothers. You have to be intentional about going into these positions. Stop saying that you won't work a labor-intensive job if you in your early 20s. You don't want to think that you can skate by and then you get 30 years old and say, I'm going to start working. No.
Yeah,
You're going
I
to have to
understand that. I agree
I'm
with
just,
you there.
yeah, but the opportunities are becoming more because our salary gaps are increasing a lot more than the women because they laying off those lazy hands on the job. You go to work now, you're going to have to actually do your job. That's why they let a lot of those desk pushers, paper pushers that sit up at of these administration's offices getting these $90,000, $100,000 jobs, taking 8 weeks to get your paperwork done. Then you call them, you can't never. So yeah, get on out there and and these are spaces where people have to take advantage. And I think brothers are getting it. And I don't see it taking a long time. I see it by the time Trump is down there out of office, it's going to be a more opportunities for the black man to start buying your homes, thinking about your finances, because everybody on YouTube make $100,000. So
Right.
you should,
Yeah, I hear this.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I think buying a home is if you have a family to put it in. Other than that, it's not a flex to own a home, just to own.
But how about a condo, a townhome, something, a 2-bedroom?
Investments in a lot of areas, man.
But you ain't gotta get in. But if you keeping afloat in your finances, you can get in a nice area because that builds equity in America. That's the one thing that builds equity.
And I mean, I'm not saying don't do it, but I'm just thinking that whole thing, old time when I was younger, people with condos and all that. And when you have condos, you have HOAs. When you have all that shit, these are the worst fucking things to be under. They're really.
So what about neighborhoods with houses, though? Is all I'm saying. You have to get something.
I would never let my daughters move into a neighborhood with an HOA.
They don't have to move in a neighborhood like that. They can have another.
That's what I'm saying. But listen, my daughters, I told them, don't buy no goddamn house unless you get fucking married.
Yeah.
Why?
But I'm talking about a man.
So what men? What men don't listen? If I'm rich, I'll buy a house. But I'm not saying don't. But it's got to be if it's a house you're living in, and you're not making money off that house, it's a liability.
Coach Ferg, look at it this way: these young guys are hip to the game. You know what I'm saying? When you buy a home, that's technically a liability. The only person who wants you to buy a house is the bank. And what happens is if you take that money, like most of these guys are doing, if they don't have families, they're going to be basically digital nomads. They can move wherever they want to. But you know what they're doing with that money? They're putting it in the stock market and it's outpacing whatever it is that they were going to get or the interest or whatever it is on their mortgages. The guys are smart. If you don't have a family, let that money work for you. Right. Now, if you're going to buy a property, don't live in it.
If it's an investment property, income. If it's an investment property, that's a different conversation.
Right.
Well, okay, so hold on. Tell me, this is my understanding, right? Most of these dudes, whether live in an apartment, pay down there $3,000 a month for a 1-2 bedroom. When you can get you a 2, I'm just saying because you can always sell it too. Get you a 2-bedroom house.
Some words that are not true. You can always sell it, but you can't always sell it for the price that it's worth.
Or to be honest, Trey Ferg, it's actually cheaper to live in a hotel than it is to buy a house now. If you add it up.
Listen, I mean, I hear you got this whole notion that home ownership.
No, but I pay a lot of people ain't got a family home to come home to though.
No, hold on for a second, no. But this notion that you gotta own a home that you live in is something that's, I mean, if you have a family, great. If you're a young man running around, even if if most men don't buy a house and they only have 1 or 2 bedrooms, because that's all they need.
That's
They
what I'm
don't need
saying.
that.
That's what
They
you
don't
need.
need all this other shit, that the liability of keeping a house, maintenance, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm tied to an area. I'm tied to my flexibility is gone, especially if you're
Our
cash
pain, these
poor
dudes
because
ain't
of
going
home.
nowhere. Who's
Wait,
going
wait,
on our
wait, wait,
pain? They
wait.
ain't nobody
You're the
going
same
nowhere.
guy saying you're the same guy saying they should explore. How is a guy
Right,
gonna
but they
explore
ain't.
if he's
Listen,
hold
me
on, wait a
saying it,
minute,
me
Fern.
saying it, and them doing it, they ain't doing it.
No.
I say it all
I'm not.
day.
That's not what I'm saying.
Fern, we're not
You got to
talking
be
about.
consistent. We got to be consistent.
Don't you got to
in
have
how we're
something to
talking.
come home to? Who
I
they
think
coming
Not
home
come home
to?
to a house.
we're not
No,
talking
who
about
are they?
empty
Who
now.
are they coming home to though?
That's the problem.
That's what I'm saying. They coming home
So
to themselves, right?
why would you build a house for somebody to come home to and it's empty?
Wait a minute.
You know what I'm saying?
But
I mean, if they're renting it out, if they're making money off of the house, I agree with you. But if I'm 22, 25, listen, women buy houses and as a flex, and now we're seeing them all most of them losing their homes because they don't take into account the real cost of owning a home. And here's another thing: the fucking women don't understand when they flexing. I got a home. I bought a home by 23 years old. There's 100 windows on the first floor, and there's noises outside, and it's just them in the corner room somewhere, with all the doors locked because they're scared as hell at night because they're there by themselves with 1,000 fucking windows, and everybody knows the lock on your door is just a placebo.
Right.
I mean, come on. I mean, listen. My daughter was when she's starting to travel a little bit, and she stayed at a what you call it, the damn
extended stay.
No, she stayed in the Airbnb.
Oh yeah.
I said, no, don't fucking stay in no Airbnb as a single woman. Stay in a hotel. There's some security there. There's people there. People scam on Airbnb. They got fucking cameras everywhere. Maybe in some of these Airbnbs, you got to stay where somebody knows where you are. You check in and all that kind of. She actually
got cameras,
Yeah, so I said, don't stay in an area where you can't be isolated like that. So I'm just saying it's not a flex. I mean, I bought a house because I was married. And my kids wanted to, and we didn't start in the house. We started in an apartment with the squirrels falling down through the goddamn roof. Because they had a hole in the ceiling. So I'm just trying to say, I'm not saying you're wrong. I must just end it here. Yeah, buying a house as an investment is a good thing, but if you're just buying it for yourself and you don't have really filling it with a family, it's just a liability. It really is.
But again, I wouldn't give this advice to a female, a woman at all.
I wouldn't give it to a man either.
Listen, and this is what I tell my son, right? Because he's a truck driver, right?
Right.
And he's like, I'm gonna get my own place. I said, I want you to do your research and see how much it costs for you to get a mortgage and you to get pay rent, right? Over time, even if it's a couple years. Because I said, if you know you're not gonna be there that much, so your utility, you can cut costs a certain way. But I'm saying this thing about 3 or 4 years, you can sell it if you don't want it. And you can still gain something, but you don't want to go. I'm looking at him. I don't want him to be paying 10 years into an apartment because he's going to be pretty much in the location where he's at for a while unless something drastic happens. But then he can rent it out, use it as an Airbnb with that. But as far as when he gets off the road, he said he wants to be in his own space. So I'm like, okay, this is the best way. And because not all neighborhoods are bad and the prices fluctuate with homes. Sometimes it's pretty much the seller. It's been fluctuating as far as whose season it is, but he's doing his research and he's like, okay, based off what he would pay, he believes that he would probably come out better with owning his own piece. And then 4 or 5 years,
okay,
tax.
I hear you, but did you add? Is he just looking at the mortgage, or is he looking at everything it costs to have a home?
He's looking at everything that it costs. Because I talked to him about everything that it costs. So, he got to cut grass and clean the leaves out the roof. But what I'm saying, I'm just saying, you got the maintenance, you got the security of it. You got to make sure that all the bolts is tight. You got to make sure all that. Yeah.
If I may,
And he's only going to be there like because he's on. If he's a truck driver, he's going to live. He's going to go to sleep there. What, twice a month?
you know what? If I
2 or
may,
3 times, maybe about 10 days at the most.
So you're going to come home and find some squatters there. It's going to take him 6 years to get them out.
you know what? Let me explain something to you. If I may, somebody who's worked in the banking industry for the past 20 years,
Go ahead.
and somebody who's worked in the banking industry for the past 20 years in finance. Let me explain something to you. What's the average cost of interest rate on the mortgage? About what, 6%?
Yeah, about 6% right
Now
now.
you get 2%, whatever. Okay. My thing is this. What's the average, what's the average return on the S&P 500? About what, 10%?
Something like that.
Time? Okay.
That's generous. It's real. Let's say 10%.
That's realistic. Okay.
Right.
Now think about the money that you're pouring into a house. You're paying interest at what, 6%? You know what I'm saying? That's money that you're paying someone else. Versus if you had that money being put into an account and it's actually being compounded at 10% versus 6% going the other way. How much more house and money would you have for retirement, and the type of house you have if you let that money continue to compound over time versus having that 6% out of your pocket? True enough, you'll have a home. It'll be paid for by the time, inflation kicks in. We're looking at roughly paying 3 times as much as what you originally paid for your house if you threw into the interest. Now, imagine if you compounded that same amount of money that you would have been spending on your house and put it into a growth account at a generous 10% of the S&P 500, and that's it. You would have millions of dollars. That will take care of you in any type of environment as far as inflation is concerned. And you have the flexibility to living anywhere in the world you want it. Now you have liquid assets.
Right.
If you decided you want to move to a country where the American dollar actually way outpaces that, oh, buddy, you can do a lot of things in other places. You know what I'm saying? You can live a lifestyle that people would only dream of. I'm only saying that because I think we have been trained by the people who sell us stuff to let us know that what they have for us is at our best interest. As somebody from the other side of that table, I'm telling you the truth. A home is a bad investment as an investment vehicle. The only time that it is a good investment if someone else lives there and they're paying you
your mortgage and everything.
Right.
Else. And you
now we're talking about something different.
Right.
We're
get
talking about
and all that
money versus something that takes away.
It's a different philosophy. You're right, though, Lid. It's a different philosophy because we all got wrapped up in that house thing, man. And home ownership gives you a little flex. I can dig because I own my home, but we bought it because I had a family.
And you're supposed to, right? You got to. And roots with a family is important. You're tied to the area. Right. You're building a family. You're starting a community. Right. You're paying taxes in the area that you live that has police that protect you, fire department, that type of thing. That's a great thing to do if you have a family. However, if you're a single man and you don't have any plans on building a family in the next whatever amount of years, then I suggest you be liquid and you put that money to use for someone else. Be flexible.
Yeah, at least year to year,
my friend.
So let me ask y'all this then. Should they have their own place?
What do you mean by own place?
A house or their own apartment? Should they have their own apartment or should they live with family?
If they could afford it. It depends on where they are in life. Yeah, I wouldn't argue that. If a man wants to live on his own, he could afford an apartment and he has enough money left. Listen, you can't move into an apartment you can't afford to pay the rent.
No, but most men they're going to have to find a place to stay. Most people ain't got family.
You get an apartment, man.
But what I'm saying is, so what I'm saying is if my apartment is $1,500, $2,000 a month, and I do that for 10 years.
So?
Then I don't get anything back. I can't draw anything from it.
You're looking at the money that you would have been spending on a mortgage and maintenance and all this other stuff versus having that money work for you in an account. that compound interest over time. So technically, you would actually have more money if you stayed in an apartment, and the money that you would have spent on a house, that money would have been working for you by now. There's a difference.
Let's try to be.
And you have to maintenance.
That's right.
But rents today are just as much as
comparable, though, man. If you could find an apartment, let's just say $2,000, you could still find a decent apartment, even in New Jersey for $2,000. Okay, your mortgage in your house nowadays, if you bought a house, it's going to be mortgage and insurance and maintenance. It's going to be more than $2,000 a month. It's going to be more like, you probably be shelling out $3,500 a month. Some for the mortgage, for the insurance. And
you're talking about for a new home?
Well, it's a home, new or not. You're still going to have to insure it. And if
but that's usually in the payment.
Say what?
So, that's usually in the payment. I mean,
no.
Should be one payment.
What I'm saying is, you're not getting all that for $2,000.
But
you're not gonna.
You ain't gonna get it in New York. It ain't happening.
No, I'm not talking about New York. Let's just talk about average. Just where you are. I'm in New Jersey. My daughter has an apartment, and it's a nice area, right? For $1,800 a month. It includes certain things. She's not going to be able to buy a house and pay $1,800 a month. She's just not. It's just impossible for that. And well, I don't even know what in New Jersey the houses go. Let's just say, being generous, $400,000. All right, so I'm saying she's living somewhere with her a couple of, she got a 1-bedroom, a full kitchen, and all this other shit because she's by herself right now, right? And she still could do that, and she invests the money in her 401k, in her Roth IRA, in her brokerage account, right? And she's getting matching, and she's could pay all her bills and have some left over, even in investments. She's not doing that with a house. If she bought a house, she's not going to be able to do that.
You know what, I'm paying? I don't think people
and they understand the cost.
I don't think they understand the cost. You know what I'm saying? Here's my thing. What people don't realize is that if you look at the history of the housing market has outpaced wages significantly, and I'll tell you why. The average raise that most people get is a funky little 2%,
2 to 3%,
3%. Okay. Now look at it this way: if the housing market increases 5, 6, 7, 8, 9% over time, it's not going to take a rocket scientist to find out that you're going to outprice people in homes versus relative to their wages. Now, for some reason, rent has competition because people can get up and move and go where it's cheaper. Mm-hmm. If you locked into a mortgage or whatever, and then guess what? These people say, you know what? We appreciate you living here in our nice county. And you know what? For that, you have increased the value of your home, and we're going to increase your taxes.
And here's another thing, and your equity,
your wages didn't include your taxes going up on your property.
Your equity is not liquid. Your equity in your house is not liquid. I mean, I got a lot of equity in my home, but that's just not liquid. In order for me to tap into that, it's just like I'm borrowing against my home, right? You got to leverage it. So I'm saying if that money, if I had that money liquid, I could do a whole lot of other stuff. And I don't like this stock, I'm gonna sell it and buy another one, right? Or something like that. So I'm just saying, I mean, there's pros and cons. Now, if I was using this place as an investment property and I could pay all those bills with a couple of tenants, right? And I would have to put a little extra because some of them, might mess certain things up. I'm gonna have to fix shit because I'm gonna have to keep them happy. All right, but I know, so there's pros and cons, but I know the old trope about renting, you're just wasting money. No, you're not wasting money because having a place over your head is 85% of living. So it costs to do that, right? So maybe you don't get anything back, but it's not like you're wasting money by being a renter, right? And you got a key, you put it in a hole, you open your door, and all that shit in there is yours. You can put insurance on it. You go in there and say, "Listen, this is my apartment," and you got a place.
You're right. I think that's the big
if you get a job, it's easy to break that lease and move out. And you go into a new place, No,
you don't
have to worry about market conditions.
I No, I
there
totally
is
agree.
a thing as a buyer's market and a seller's market, and sometimes life doesn't always dictate it where you can actually get into a seller's market and move your stuff. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and you have to be real disciplined and really be in tune with owning a home too. A lot of people think it's just part of just, oh, I got, and they look at the flowers and the yard instead of looking at the upkeep. And me, I always look at the bones first before I look at anything else. So, and that's why I'm looking at it from my lens. But I totally agree with
So
that.
you a handyman, right?
Yeah, and that's what I be looking at it as. Like I'm thinking, like,
window theory. What's the broken,
yeah.
the broken window thing? You
What
let
is
one
it?
window go, and then all of a sudden,
How many handy women do you know?
No, and yeah, that's what I'm saying. I look at it from that lens when I look at it like he can just, fix it up. I mean, but
you ain't doing that and being a CDL guy.
Yeah, for sure. he be on his own. So
let me tell you something, Coach Ferg. One of my favorite stories in life was my mom used to sit us down. We used to read us bedtime stories, and my favorite story was Jack and the Beanstalk. You know what I'm saying? You know why? The best part of that story was when the guy sold Jack them damn magic beans. You know what I'm saying? Here, Jack, here's these magic beans. And he went home. His mom was like, boy, you bought some damn beans. You know what I'm saying? You just spent all my money on some damn beans. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what happened when we go to get these houses and stuff like that. We go to the bank and they sell us a damn magic bean. You know what I mean? And we don't know what type of mess we finna get into until it's too late. We got to climb the beanstalk and we fighting giants. And we fighting for our lives, to come back to the earth later on after we had all these adventures. And I think that's exactly what happens when a guy buys a home. He buys magic beans, you know what I'm saying? In the hopes of having something that's magical. You know what I'm saying? We got to make sure that we have something good on the other end of the beanstalk. And generally it's something bad. When somebody else is selling you something and it's a good idea, the first thing you should be asking yourself, how come you don't want to keep it if it's so good? You gotta start asking them questions, man. My dad was telling us, you don't want to, go to no girl and she just give it to you. You know what I'm saying? How valuable is that? And she just give it to you. It ain't worth keeping if they're just giving it to you. If she make you work for it, then hey, they'll let you know that thing ain't been beat up and abused up and roughed up. You know what I'm saying? It's worth keeping. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. He ain't tell me to build my house on 20 in the front and 40 in the back. No, sir. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Sometimes you got to be leery of the man who's selling you his shirt off his back. That's all.
I do want to do some advertisement real quick, right?
Well, go ahead. Go ahead, Coach.
So I do have a property on the National Monument, right? In Chicago. So if y'all ever want to come up to Chicago starting next spring by March, April, well, I got a tenant in there, I do got that. And then
all right.
So there you go. Her lease will be up.
Now you're talking.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna try Airbnb because by being on the Pullman National Monument, people come from around the world every week over, right? And they looking for places to stay because they want to stay on that type of property.
Right.
And so yeah, we're gonna try that, see how it works. But I'm like 4.5 hours away from the property, so got to find somebody to sort of, keep it right and everything, come over. But it's a nice little property, man. It's in a perfect spot, man. Everything's brand new.
You said what area is it?
Pullman National Monument inside of Chicago. President Obama named the National Monument because y'all heard of the Pullman Porters, right?
Yes.
Right.
So their story is one of the most unique stories untold in American history. Their story's deep. I'm telling you.
Tracks down, you know what I'm saying?
No, they what they did, the Pullman Porters serviced the people on the trains, right?
That's right.
So Mr. Pullman, real quick, it's a crazy story. Mr. Pullman, white man, had he might have been I think his wife cheated on him because his sons, but just the backstory, he only hired former slaves. He built luxury rail cars, right?
Right.
And he would put his luxury trains on the trains that travel the country for important people, and it was a plush interior, leathers. So he had like 1 or 2 cars, and he only hired former slaves, right? These former slaves couldn't live on the property but they could live anywhere in the country that the train system traveled.
Right.
They was up New York, as far as the train went out west, and they would pass a lot of information because all the big people traveled on the trains, and they would be right there. So at one point he employed 20,000 people. More than 50% of them were African Americans.
Wow.
Those people, we're talking 1865, early 19. Those people averaged $80,000 a year. Cash money. This is what I'm saying. They was making $80,000 a year back then.
Yes.
Cash money.
Yeah.
And though they created the first black labor union in the 1940s, and they had a strict code, man. Those brothers, man, they didn't allow you to drink, smoke, but the way he conducted business, he started the vocational type schools, man. It's the greatest story ever untold, man. And a lot of people have benefited from that sector of Chicago, and they don't even talk about it. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of black people, man, making good money, going out to Oklahoma. It's a whole museum up there, man. Y'all forget to check it out, man. It's one of the best secrets in the United States, for real.
Man, that sounds like a great investment to me, man.
Yeah, it's working out, man. It's where I'm gonna try this Airbnb, because the guy up there doing it already. And I used to work there, man. I used to be able to walk to work since I lived right there. It was chill. Old Ranger. I used to be an old Ranger for a little bit.
But these are the kind of conversations we should have, because I don't want anybody to think that I'm negative about buying a house. I just think that you should look at all the factors going into it and what you need it for, So every investment ain't, even if it's buying your own home, if you're invested into the future of your kid, giving them stability in the area, that's one thing. But as if you're going to buy it to rent it out or make it into an Airbnb, that's another kind of investment, Or like me, I like my shit and I stumbled upon this. I have 2 ETNs, electronic trading notes, one for oil and one for silver. Do you guys know that? And I want to show you. Let me just share this for a second. I want to show you one thing, if I can. It's not a video. It's just this. See this? It says USIO. This is oil dividends by year.
It ain't came up yet. I'll pay. Hold on.
You don't see it?
No, it ain't came up yet. I can't see it. I can't see it on my end. Go ahead. Can
you see it, Lee?
I can see it.
Well, what do you mean you can't see it on your end?
All right, there it is. I got it.
All right.
So a bit of a delay.
Here's what I want to just tell you real quick. It says dividends by year. So it's only 8 months in this year so far. But look at how much money this pays per share over the course of the year. Can you imagine getting $35 a share on an investment? So if you had 100 shares of this, and oil right now is at $50, 50, even if it was 60, right? 100 shares was at $6,000. I think it was a little higher when it was this high, but right now, let's just say this year, this August, $10 per share. And it's a world market, right? Oil ain't going, it's going to go up and down. But if you're making $10, or by the end of the year, it'll be more like $12 or $13. You're getting $1 per share almost every month on an average. If you had 1,000 shares, 500 shares, you're getting $500 a month on that. And if that investment, costs you $25,000 or something like that over the course, it's a lot of percentage return.
You buying a money printer. That's basically what you're doing.
Right.
It's printing money in your pocket.
And I have a buddy who he likes to do CDs, right? They offer him 4%.
Pins.
So he'll buy a CD that he gets locked in for a year, right? At 4 to 6%. It's guaranteed, no risk, right? So they'll pay him. He'll put $10,000 CD. He'll get what's that? $400 back.
$40.
And I'm saying, take that 10 grand or 20 grand, and buy this shit, man. And every month they're gonna pay you a dividend. That, and if over the course of the year, I mean, this is the chart from 2017 to 225. Look how much money. What it is, 70. I can't imagine getting $77 a share on the course of the year. I don't know how much the oil might have been. The oil was up there. I don't know how much oil.
Yeah, oil was high, man. Oil's always in play, man. Oil is always in play.
But what I'm saying is, you know, like I said, you're going to be in the black. Trust me. Even with the price fluctuating, when you're getting this kind of return, you're going to be in the black. You know, so and the silver does the same thing. Now, silver's kind of on the tear a little bit because it's undervalued because they're playing the market. Silver should be at least $200 a share.
Yeah, they manipulating silver.
They're manipulating the hell out of silver, and it's starting to move. But the ETN for silver is SLVO, and it's the same thing. You know, I wait like the second week or a month, and they come out with the new dividend, and silver was paying like 3 or 4 times this year, $2 a share. $2 dividend a share. I'm saying, man, that shit is great. But you can't do dividend reinvestment. It just gives you cash. But these are the kind of things you can do when your money's liquid.
Now, imagine if you messed around and you got dividend reinvestment and you basically forget about that money and let it do its thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most of the
compound interest is amazing.
Yes.
No, me and the wife sort of did that when we first got married. We took like $4 and put it in a penny stock and it cashed out.
Yeah,
that's
where
it cashed out.
That's fun, man. Ain't it fun,
it
when that thing gets rolling, ain't that thing fun?
When I seen the numbers, I said I'm gonna sleep a little longer.
You
know, I'm gonna sit there. I'm officially gonna be retired. Like it's over. Once I seen it, it cashed out just this year. Probably was around about June. We got the letter in the mail, and I was like, she was like, "You remember?" I was like, "That little $4 paid like that." Vanguard.
Oh yeah,
paid, man.
Oh yeah,
it paid too.
You know, remind me of remember Forrest Gump. You know, so I invested at a little fruit cop now.
Yeah.
Turned out to be Apple. You know, next thing you know, he rich.
Yeah, that dude was funny.
Shrimp, you know.
Yeah, that's what this fruit company that they showed the Apple side.
Right.
Or how about the shirt when the guy fell down? He said, "Oh, you stepped in some shit." He had the shirt with the
smiley face.
Yeah,
that shit was funny, man. He said, "Here, oh shit, look at that." Guy become rich on the smiley face shirt.
Right.
Yeah, man.
But see, my thing is when you're liquid, like when me and Arpain was talking about, you have money to invest in opportunities like that. You'll be able to invest in companies who have a future like Amazon, Google. You know, Shaq was probably one of Google's greatest investors when they first got started. And could you imagine?
Yo, I had a chance at all.
Oh my God. The amount of money
I saw
that
Google at
Shaq had made.
Golly, man, shoot.
It was at $90. What'd you say, 90 or 9?
Oh, Shaq got in when they first got started.
I'm talking about me. I had a chance to buy Google at $90, man.
He could have got you about 5 or 6 of them, man.
Listen, man, there's so many companies I could have just bought $1,000. I could have just bought $1,000 instead of chasing the women, just $1,000 of this. I had Netflix when it was like $18, $20 or some shit. Like it's like $1,200 now.
See how pain, but you see how listen, even though we think that we got it right, see how fear sometimes just keep us from just taking a chance on ourselves.
It wasn't fair. It was stupid.
Yes, it was, because you could have did it. It was fair,
Listen, I had $100 worth of Bitcoin when it was like $12 a share. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
and now it's like 110 now. You know, 120. You know, I'm thinking about that right now, man. I could have had me a Lambo by now. You know what I'm saying?
I had a buddy of mine. He was telling me about Bitcoin, and like it was 2016.
Yeah, man.
He was talking about Bitcoin. I couldn't understand it, and you know what bothers me about that? Because I look back and all the dumb shit I put my money in, and I had no understanding about it. Why all of a sudden now I want to know every goddamn detail? You know what I'm saying? I should have just say, okay, man, give me I got $1,000. Let me buy a few of these damn things. All right.
Don't think about it. It was a guy, man, who had bought a pizza with I think like 100 and some odd Bitcoin back in the day. I think it was like a $6, $12 pizza, something like that. I know he kicking himself in the butt now.
Oh my God, Jesus!
Could you imagine if you had 12 Bitcoin now, how much money that would be now?
Yeah,
Today?
yeah. Shit. Well, I
ain't never got into it.
listen, man. You got to live and learn, man. I have a stock though, man. Can you believe it, man? I have a stock that's up 51,000%.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
No, that's not what's up, man. This Russian guy built this company. He's Russian, but he built it according to United States SEC rules.
Yeah.
And what it is a financial company all across the Eastern Bloc.
Right.
Young man, right? And he bought a penny shell, right? And he did a reverse split. And in the penny market, everybody says that's the worst thing in the world. After the reverse split, it was BMBM. He turned it now. It's FRHC. I had 8,000 shares at 17 cents. That stock is selling for $170 right now.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
But over the course, and I'm kicking myself because that was like 2017 or 18 when I bought it. But I sold some of it out, and I did this. So I still have a representative sample in my portfolio just to remind me of how much of an ass I was. Because right now, man, so
it wasn't number fair. Our pain, it wasn't number fair, man. It was financial fair, man. We all go through it, man. We got that. We want to do it, but we want to hold on to that little piece of money. Like, man, what if it don't?
Well, it was some of it was necessity because I was like, so but still, man, I should have still had 1,000 shares. I should have just said, no matter what's going on,
keep it in there. Yeah, keep it in there. But see, you got scared when you hear about the market and the
the market fluctuations never scare me.
Right.
I was just, why can't you just let me be stupid? I was stupid.
No, man, you weren't stupid, man. You was scared. I'll say scared. You say
stupidity outpaces fear.
That's called stupid tax.
It was just every time I open my portfolio, you know how many shares I got left for that shit before like really exploding. I mean, listen. First of all, the thing about YouTube, sometimes you talk too much and you really embarrass yourself. This is one of those times. If I tell y'all how much shares I have left, the embarrassment on tape would be too much. It's like almost asking a woman what her body count is.
Oh my goodness.
That's how bad that shit. That's how bad that
like, RP, how much you got left? Well, I got about one share left.
I got 30 shares left. 30 shares.
Man.
Thank God I bought a whole bunch of that for my daughter when it was still like $17 a share.
Right. That still ain't bad, RP.
I mean, I look at it. So I look at it, right? I just say, holy shit, it's in there in my portfolio, other stuff. And I just look at 51,000%.
Yeah.
And then I do the numbers. If I would have kept all 8,000, so I said, I'm an imaginary millionaire right now. It's $1.5 million.
Right.
Yeah.
People don't understand. It's very rare you get an opportunity like that in life.
Very rare.
And most people miss it.
Yeah.
Why do they miss it?
Because
it's right. Think about it. It's right there. It's right there.
I'm gonna tell you what the problem is. We too busy on the internet worrying about doggone body counts. Did you hear what I invested our money into some stuff in the future, understand the concepts. That's why.
Oh man.
That's why.
What prevents us from pulling the trigger or moving too fast?
Well, we understand the concepts.
Our pain, you did everything in life the right way. You worked hard. No, I'm saying you worked hard for stuff. You didn't walk around with your hand out. You took responsibility. You raised your family right. And even in those opportunities, right, it just be a little fear kicking in, man. Like,
you keep using the word fear. It wasn't fair.
Yes.
How come I can't use the word? What's the fear coming? I mean,
Because
what
we
would be the
fear of the unknown of what
We don't care
the
nothing about that,
worst could happen. Because you think about it, you already had it. You was already in the game. You was pulling out like, oh shit.
Yeah, but
something might
that's not
happen.
fair. Well, fair to make me sell
Ain't
it.
nothing wrong with profit taking.
Yeah,
That's what
I
you're supposed
took
to
some
do.
profits, but I didn't have no idea that this shit would keep. It's getting ready to pop over $200 soon too, I think. But the point really, it wasn't fair that made me sell it.
Okay.
It wasn't fair. It was like,
you know what I'm saying?
It was a little bit of stupidity, and it was a little
Greed
bit
is
of
good.
necessity.
You're right,
It was
right,
a little bit of
right.
necessity.
Okay, okay, I get it. No, if it's necessary, yeah, take it. Yeah, I would have took it too, I'm just messing with you. Because if I'd have looked over and seen that over and I needed it, let me go get it.
Exactly.
Well, see, here's the thing. That's the whole point about being liquid.
Yeah.
When you got money that's making money, you forget about money sometimes and let it do what it do. You know, we got to get to that point instead of other people tell us how good what they got selling us is good, when we could be taking that money and doing what we need to do with it. You know,
they all call me up in the family now too, because like some of my younger cousins, they're in their 40s, and I said, listen, you guys, let's use 65 as a retirement age. Everybody else does. I said, you still have time to correct whatever your ills are, right?
Yes.
So one of my cousins, I told her, I said, listen, she's got a nice stuff, she's got a pension, the 401k plan. I said, you need another leg. I said, you need one more leg. Just open yourself a Roth IRA, and we're going to put some dividend. We're going to get you some dividend stocks. And Roth IRA is the greatest thing in the world. I don't know why I didn't do it, because when you start cashing out tax-free, and there's no required mandatory minimums, like it is with a traditional IRA, and you hit a certain age, they're going to make you. So I said, listen, if you want to make another extra grand when you're around 65, you can do a little. It depends on how much I said, for $1,000 and a couple of stocks on a dividend reinvestment plan, 17 years from now, you're going to be taking more than $1,000 a month out of this thing, tax free. Just leave it alone. Just do it. And she listened. And so everybody else is calling me now. I said, well, let's see what y'all do.
Hey, I need you to hook me up. Give me some of that portfolio you got. You know what I'm saying? Show me how I can make some money. They up there telling our pain, can you help me out? Can you show me the money? You know what I'm saying?
Show me the money, man. I wish somebody would have pulled my coat, man. Or at least I would have. I hope maybe somebody did pull my coat, but I was a little older and I didn't listen as well.
It'd be like that sometimes, our pain.
I didn't listen as well, man. Shit.
It'd be like that.
Yeah.
Well, my thing is, gentlemen, it has been a fantastic show.
All right, man.
As always, I enjoy y'all, man. The barbershop is where it's at, man. I don't know about y'all, man, but I look forward to coming in and chopping it up with you guys. It seems like every time we link up, man, we always learn something new. There's always a different concept. You know what I'm saying? I do appreciate that. And I'm pretty sure Black Man ready for us to wrap this thing up. He clearing out stuff in the background. You know what I mean? Y'all got any words of wisdom, man, before we get up out of here, man?
Yeah, I do real quick, man. See, the fact that we're talking about something other than just the women, that makes me happy, man, because what else is there really to say?
Right.
Other than, if we have some ladies up here and have some real good discussions, the one thing I am doing is I'm seeking out women on these platforms, whether it's TikTok, YouTube, or anything else, who have some sense. And I'm finding that there's more and more of them cropping up.
Right.
Just a Girl Talk. Crimson Cure had Take Heed was on Crimson Cure the other day. Just Shay Sade.
Right. Brittany Golson.
Capri, just a lot of other ladies. What's that? Capri something on TikTok. There's a couple of ladies. Just more and more. There's a white lady on there who's really gets after them. I forgot her name. She's a blonde, man. Every so often she's pretty. You might see if you. I forgot
know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, Miss.
Anyway, man. So that's it, man. So there's more and more ladies cropping up and saying this foolery has to stop. And even if it doesn't, a lot of ladies are gonna get left behind. It's just gonna get left behind.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Trey Ferg.
Oh yeah, Reva. Somebody just said
Yeah,
Reva.
Reba. Oh yeah. Reba. Listen, man, I love me some Reba.
Yeah, Reva's cool. Yeah.
Come on.
They're cropping up, man. They are cropping up. So
Yes.
so there's hope out there. And the brothers though, so a lot more brothers are starting to say, you know what? Yeah, it's time to stop belly aching.
Yeah.
I haven't been on a red pill rage podcast in a very long time.
Right.
A lot of guys are getting over their red pill rage and moving on to the next step.
Right.
Get over that shit, man. You know, and move on.
Coach Ferg, any words? Well, thank you, Arpain. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
No, man, great show, man. Listen, man, that's why I like coming over here and chopping it up with some people with some sense, man, every now and then. And Fridays, as always, I seem to find that space. So, yeah, salute to BMU and y'all too, man. I appreciate y'all, you know what I'm saying, just listening to my rhetoric. But, you know, just being a person that's worked it in the field with a lot of young adults, man, a lot of young people, man. I'm glad to see that the young men are starting to move a little different, man. I'm glad to see that they start taking control. And yes, in one sense, you say get married, and in another, you're like, man, go see the world. I'm saying, really, man, do it all. Do it all. Don't limit yourself. Go see it. So when you get to that space, you know, it may take 10, 15, 20 years because you see what America provides. You see what America is. So you just got to make your decision. But just do things righteously. You know, you're not always going to do everything by the book. You're going to make mistakes. And that's what I enjoyed about life anyway, just making a mistake and trying to be better the next time. So, you know, I'm proud of my son, man. He's starting to talk a little different, you know, now that he's seeing the country, you know, and I was like, you know, when you get ready, settle down, find your little spot. And again, he's like, well, I'm going to keep driving. So I'm like, hell, he got to put 40,000 miles on, then he's good. He already got like 25, 30,000 miles. So he's working every day. And I'm hearing, you know, listening to his conversation. So, man, I'm gonna push improvement for everybody, man, regardless of the age, man. We all here. We still need each other. And I think we'll be all right in the long run, man. I'm just trying to get out the way.
22, 23?
22. He's 22 as of January. He'll be 23.
He's meeting people across the country. Man.
Yes, and he has a good mentor, one of those good mentors in them early 30s, a family man, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm like, man, listen to him and tell him every time he says something that I say, remind him, like my daddy used to say the same thing. Yes, because it ain't just me. You can do it. Yeah. So, salute to everybody, man.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'm going to wrap this thing up, man. Every man needs a good woman. You know what I mean? And a lot of times guys get on here, man, and they red pill rage out like Arpain was saying. Well, I got a new message for you. You don't have to eat at that table anymore. You know what I'm saying? You can go out and venture out and find somebody that's going to work with you. You know what I mean? And work for you. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's going to be there for you. You don't have to worry about that. If you concentrate on the negative all the time, all you're going to get is a negative. Yeah, the world is, I'm going to be the first one to tell you, the world is full of beautiful, positive women. And I wish every guy could get one, but that ain't what's going to happen. You're going to have to earn what you get. But I'm here to tell you, when you do get it, it's going to be worth it. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. So make sure you get a lot of mentors around you. Make sure you have somebody who has better eyesight than you. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we get wrapped up in our emotions of, you know, I finally got me one. But now it's time to test and show and prove. You know what I mean? Is this somebody that's going to stand the test of time? Absolutely. And with that, you're going to need wisdom, you know, from guys like Arpain, Coach Ferg, and definitely Jeff. We appreciate him coming out. I know he's probably watching. Jeff, I didn't want you to think we forgot about you, man, because you kicked that thing off the way it need to be. And we appreciate it. And last but not least, I'm going to thank Black Man and Filter for allowing us to come up here on a Friday night and let these old men rant and display this wisdom, you know what I'm saying, that's really needed in the community. Because how many times you get an opportunity to meet somebody like Coach Ferg and meet somebody like Trey Ferg and to meet somebody like Jeff, who come in and bring that wisdom that some of these young guys and girls need to hear from time to time. So Black Man Unfiltered, I do appreciate you. And if you guys love what you hear, make sure you guys support the Cash App. Hit up on the screen, Black Man Unfiltered. You know what I'm saying? $, Black Man Unfiltered. As Dr. Umar say for the third time, $ Black Man Unfiltered. Make sure you guys support the show. We appreciate you guys for coming out. And make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you share. If you come in and it's your first time, make sure you go out and tell everybody about it. We're not over here just ranting just to be ranting. Sometimes the good stuff is on the back end of the stream. And I do appreciate you guys. And once again, I'm going to thank you for coming out to the barbershop. I'm Lost in Translation. Here's our Pain and Coach Ferg. And then by way of Jeff, we appreciate you guys. Thank you. God bless and good night.
All right.
Peace.